understanding of what's going to happen on July 24th. That's this Saturday.
From the Midwest is coming. Search for summer wells is expanding this weekend as a search and rescue group from the Midwest is coming back to the area to once again look for the missing 5-year-old.
The company is called EquiSearch Midwest. They're based out of Ohio and also Texas. News Channel 11's Ainsley Daniel spoke with the director, who says he's bringing fresh eyes and people in hopes of finding Summer.
Although the area around Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community seems much quieter than what it did at this time last month, authorities and search crews assure that people are still out looking for summer wells, including one group that's making another trip back this weekend.
Why not keep the bus rolling, as I say, and go out a little bit further? Some fresh eyes, some fresh people. Let's get this done.
David Rader is the director for EquiSearch Midwest, a volunteer-based nonprofit search group out of Texas and Ohio. He reached out to the incident commander of search operations to ask if they could come back.
There's some things that we would like to go over that was just kind of bothering us as far as areas being searched and maybe going out a little bit further. So I reached out to him.
Captain Tim Coop is still in charge of the search efforts on the ground for summer wells. He wasn't available for an interview today, but told us, quote, they, along with several other teams, have been so outpouring with support and wanting to help out. I decided to have them come back and assist with some areas and search these as a combination decision by both agencies.
We have their blessing. They trust us enough to do what we do. And hopefully we'll have success.
Rader stresses the importance of the public not being involved in the search and not disclosing exact locations of search crews, not only because of safety due to the terrain, but also because it could hinder the investigation.
We can't have people stating that we were on this road at this specific spot, because then at that point in time when we mark it off that nothing's there, it's a possibility somebody could move her or evidence to that area. And it's already been marked off as search, so we don't go back to it.
That sentiment, something echoed by the agents with the TBI leading the investigation.
There could be a criminal aspect and something happened to her. And in order for us to work that investigation, there are just some things that we're not able to share with the public.
Rader says his group will begin searching at 8 a.m. on Saturday, and they will be going over some areas that they've already looked at, as well as areas even further out. In the Beach Creek community, Ainsley Daniel, News Channel 11.
What does EquiSearch have to offer that law enforcement search and rescue teams do not have to offer? That's a common question that folks are asking.
You know, the whole thing is that, you know, law enforcement wasn't designed to do what we do in the woods. Law enforcement is designed to do the investigation end of this. And this is where we come into play, is that we try to be a hand-in-glove scenario for law enforcement while they're on the ground beating the bushes and getting the pertinent information. For us to go out and check specific areas, we're basically their eyes and their boots on the ground.
An organization like you, which is by all means, well equipped, but a 501c3 nonprofit, right? Did I get that right? 501.
That is correct. And
right.
We're free. I mean, we're free. We don't charge the family. We don't charge law enforcement. It's a great gig for them. To be able to reach out to us and utilize what they may not even have. I mean, we got some of the best technology that's on the planet, right, that they may not have access to either. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's a hand-in-glove scenario. It's called EquiSearch Midwest.
I will link that below in the description for anyone who wants to donate. It is a wonderful organization that I personally will donate myself. When I get done with this live stream, I will personally make a donation to his chapter for the great work. When you want to talk about what you did the very first time, take us back to June 15th of 2021, and when you guys arrived on the scene. Around what day or when was that you guys first came on the set? Who called you, David, to come down there? Was it law enforcement or was it the family?
No, the family did not contact us. It was strictly through law enforcement, which was being handled through their emergency manager, the Hawkins County EMA.
Okay, so it was like the Timmy Coop, Captain Coop, and his people.
That is correct. Yeah, Tim Coop was headlining this whole dance, we'll call it. And I'll tell you, he did one hell of a job as far as putting a lot of agencies and a lot of manpower on short notice and really covering a boatload of ground. It was incredible.
When you finally got there and you had all your personnel put together, what was the organization of this search like? How was it put together? How were the personnel deployed? And how was it determined who would search what specific areas? And how would they search these specific areas?
You know, at the time, they were still searching around the house, thinking that this girl walked away. So at that point in time, there was no foul play ever mentioned, or I don't think that was considered. So at that point in time, they were strategically breaking down in and around that house into grids. And then what they would do is keep all of your manpower together, so they wasn't like basically breaking you up to put with another group. So they took those groups, and depending on the qualifications and what you're used to is how they broke it down into what sector that you went to. They had aviation in the air, they had the helo, they had dog teams. I think that they had 5 or 6 different dog teams down there. So they were strategically placing the dogs ahead of the foot searchers, and then we would go in behind them as a checks and balances. And it was well organized. They would actually they would bus us in to each individual plot of land that we were going to do, and then we were in radio contact as far as if we found anything, if we found any evidence. We were all GPS tracked, and I can tell you, if I could share that with you, it's incredible on the amount of manpower that was in and around that piece of property in that mountain over the course of those 5 or 6 days that I was there.
What all manner of dogs working this scene?
Yeah, they were actually using live track, and they were also using cadaver. From what I understand, they could not get a very good scent article from the house for Summer, because I think that everything was kind of shared. So I'm not too sure how well that played out, but they did use cadaver, and they also used live track, and not one of them took us in any one direction.
So was it confirmed, Dave, that they did bring in multiple dogs into the home and outside of the home? Because there's been reports that some dogs got the scent to the end of the road of the house, and then it stopped there. Is there any truth to that statement, Dave?
From what I understand, yes. But I did hear on several occasions that the live track took it to the end of the driveway, and that's where they lost it. And usually that means they get into a car. But again, if you look up, guys, if you look up where this house sits, and the thought possibility of a stranger abduction, it does not make sense at all. Only for the simple reason that you have to go. You're in a secluded area. Number one. Number two is that you have to come off of a main road to go down their road, only to go back a long driveway. Right. And again, if they're all sitting there and they're all there, the odds of that happening are, to me, are slim to none.
And then just a concentration of a lot of hills, valleys, and heavy bush. Talk about some of the difficulties of searching that.
I mean, on Google Earth, you can't really tell how steep those hills are, but let me tell you from firsthand, a billy goat would have a damn hard time traversing some of these hills that we were on the side of. I mean, they were very treacherous. There was sticker bushes. There was, we had sightings of bear. We had a lot of copperheads. We had everything that you can think of. The heat was just incredible. It was taking a toll on the searchers because it was so damn hot. It was like 90 degrees, and people think, well, you're in the shade, you're in the, you're undercover. There's no air under there.
Yeah.
I want to, without being spotted, and especially when you got a helo with a FLIR on it. Now all of a sudden you have to also remember, guys, that this little girl after day 4 has not had any water, has not had any nourishment. She's in dire straits at this point in time, so her movements are going to be slow, if not non-existent. So she's not even going to be a moving target at that point in time. And for 1,000 people to sit there and literally not find this girl within that confines of that circle, I ain't buying it. Here's my thing, is that for every second of every minute of every hour of every day, we are losing vital evidence either on that body or through other means.
I want to just emphasize, never in one of these cases was the evidence compromised.
Absolutely not.
Meaning, was a crime scene tainted by someone inadvertently picking up a recovered body part or moving a decedent. These guys are professionals and they know what they're doing.
And again, this is an ongoing investigation that people have to understand on social media. And again, it's very pertinent is because we really don't know at this point in time who all the players of the game are. So we don't know if it's the family. It could be an outsider. And if they're watching all the social media and they're putting up to, maps and when they were here and they were there, and this individual is watching all of this, all you're doing is enabling this individual to hide something that we're so desperately trying to find. So we have to have it to where it's like, look, we know that people mean well, and they want to say, well, they've seen us over here and they've seen us over there, but refrain from doing that only for the simple reason that we don't want a potential perpetrator to get off on this and for Summer never to be found because of somebody wanting to sit there and play armchair quarterback or detective or however you want to do it. But I don't want anybody to, if they see me on a country road or a specific piece of property, I can't have somebody telling this on social media. Unfortunately, I can't stop it, but I would think that common sense would tell people, hey, we don't want to give, if this is a killer's case, we don't want to give them the upper hand by coming back and moving this individual or some piece of pertinent evidence to a spot that where we mark it off, never to be gone back to again.
It's an important message because we are all in this together. We want to work together as a team. And Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, you need the public to work in cognizant, like together with you. We need cooperative, everyone's got to cooperate here. And if we have friction going on, it's going to hurt who?
Yeah, it's going to hurt Summer.
Right, Summer Wells.
Yeah, that's all you're hurting. You're not hurting me. You're not hurting anybody except the individual that we're looking for.
It was alleged by a neighbor locally in that local area, like one of the surrounding neighbors. They didn't specify who, and I would imagine that they want to keep that close because they don't want that person being harassed or people going to him and asking him questions, him or her. And I'm going to be paying this all forward. Every super chat that's come in tonight is going to go directly to Dave and his organization. Captain Tim Cook, we already know that you have talked with him. He is the search and rescue guy, right? Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, any communication with him about the case? Not that I want you to speak about it, but any communication from Sheriff?
No, what I did was I reached out to, because there was a chain of command. Right. And again, Ronnie has a lot on his plate.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I reached out to Coop and I said, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. So we have a checks and balances that he will get mapping when I'm finished, and then he will share that with TBI, FBI, and also with Ronnie, with his sheriff's department. And let me say, Ronnie has got some fantastic individuals on that. It's a small department, but I'll tell you what, boy, did they sit there and welcome us with open arms. Again, we had, again, my main contact was through Coop and EMA, and then they would filter it into the investigation end of what we covered. So it was, like I said, it was a well-oiled machine, from, in all law enforcement agencies, the whole, everybody, the FBI, TBI, Hawkins County, they all sat down every single day and was communicating with each other what they had. So then we knew what the next step was going to do and how we were going to attack it. And they had the whole property there. I'm assuming you guys were over there, right, for debriefing and things of that nature, no? Yeah, we were. That was our command center. That was the heartbeat of what we were doing. That was what we worked out of. It was small, but it accommodated everything that we could ever ask for. The whole county down there, the cell phone service was horrible. Wow. We had very little communication. Matter of fact, I didn't even have, in some parts of going to the command center, I didn't even have satellite radio. That's how remote we were. They actually brought in portable boosters from AT&T and Verizon, portable boosters, and set it on the command center's parking lot in order for us to just be able to kind of get out a little bit further. Wow. So that's how remote that we truly were. So you were working UHF or VHF? VHF is for short distance. You were using probably UHF to communicate. Yeah, we were using police and fire channels, right. And then we would go to the private channels, and so media couldn't, in case something was found, we had checks and balances as far as codes that we used. Excellent. We know where the hell this little girl isn't. I mean, we covered enough ground. We know where the hell she's not.
The old thought in the news business was that everyone has a story. Social media has opened the door to a change, and now it seems everyone has a chance to tell a story, any story, and that's been the case with the search for Summer Wells. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel reports on how YouTube has given a new outlet to crime junkies with an investigative flair. Yeah, you don't have to be on TV anymore to broadcast your message out to the masses. Just search YouTube for Summer Wells, Hawkins County, or, well, anything related to the case of the missing 5-year-old. Click and you'll find theories, outlandish accusations, and even live debate. It's all right there online. But there are some people who say they are out there doing this for the good. I found a pair of content creators who tell us they just want to stick to the facts.
We really are appreciative of social media because it gave us a voice. And we didn't know our voice was going to be as strong as what it was.
On a walk down Ben Hill Road, YouTube content creators Cam and Allison Hillman are welcome figures here alongside the Wells family property. You've been here quite some time. You've covered a couple of different things, but you have had permission to be on the property here on the Wells family
Correct.
property.
Yes. We were invited in, and they were very welcoming to us.
Okay, guys, we're right here where the flowers are. Their channel is Cracking Cases. They've had complete access to the Wells property and covered ground their online competitors haven't.
So we came out here and we filmed the trails that lead onto and off of the property. Some of them We covered the dog trail, which is one place that's been talked about a lot in this case.
For your average person, this is interesting, yes, but it isn't a hobby. They say it's all work and helps to keep Summer's story out there.
It's a lot of good that goes into it. It's a lot of work. It's a full-time job. You know, you said we'll go into the negative parts of it too, which are very stressful and strainful.
Interest in Summer and competition for clicks goes well beyond our community. Regular posts from other content creators come from as far away as the West Coast or even England.
I think that as far as viewers go, I think that they really trust what we're doing, and they know that we're local, and so that gives a different perspective, especially with other YouTubers, because we are local.
We're called boots on the ground.
Yeah, we're boots on the ground here.
And their hearts are as close to this case as their zip code.
This is basically why this case hit close to home for us, is because we have a little girl that is the same age as Summer. So it really lit a fire in us to do something in this community. Some more of the boys' toys.
YouTube investigators are their own invention. It wasn't a vocation or interest even just a few years ago. Technology changes everything, and this change has had its bumps in the road. Some, though, truly try to make YouTube better and more honest.
I mean, there's a lot of drama happening. There's a lot of fighting between creators, and that has to stop. It's not about us. It's about these kids. It's about these missing people.
When we say this is a job, for some it is. There are content creators who do this full-time and earn what they can by saying what they feel. Allison is a full-time nurse and Cam is a part-time mechanic. You can find plenty on YouTube, including our very own News Channel 11 postings when you search Summer Wells. In Johnson City, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
Ansley, thanks. Our all-day special coverage on the search for Summer Wells continues tonight on News Channel 11 at 11. Tonight, from YouTube videos to events, flyers, now even billboards, people in our community have rallied and are now shepherding efforts to keep Summer Wells' name and information on the forefront of people's minds. You'll hear from Cam and Allie again, along with another person who raised funds to have Summer's face and information light up one of the busiest roads in the Tri-Cities.
Busy street, busy roadway. Let's get her name out there, because they had it up here for a while and then it went down. We need one person to say something. That's all we need. And I hope that one person drives by and sees.
Join us for our next story in the search for Summer Wells tonight on News Channel 11 at 11.
You know, we've said this time and time again on Duty Ron. Listen, I understand and respect the true crime family, but folks, if you know anybody that is traveling to these locations and harassing these people, tell them to stop. They are not helping the case. They're taking the focus away from where it needs to be and making these people into victims. Don't do that, okay?
And they're also utilizing the jagaloonish behavior of these people, and they're using it to their advantage because they're saying, look at me, I'm being harassed.
Exactly. And they're taking law enforcement away from what they need to be doing.
Correct. You know, because we see Sheriff Lawson, we see TBI allude to it, that all of the online harassment, the people showing up, the trespassing and the so forth, going onto people's properties, it's not a good thing. Dave Rader, EquiSearch Midwest Director, I'm going to have him come in because I want to talk to Dave about what his organization has done thus far. And they've done a lot to search for Summer Wells. But, you know, Dave knows about this stuff because he's covered so many high profile cases. Dave and Twyla and his team have searched for the missing in several different countries, Aruba, South America. They've been all over the place. I have the list, but I don't have it in front of me. So welcome Dave Rader into the stream, EquiSearch Midwest Director. Dave, always a pleasure, my brother. I appreciate it. We got our apparel on tonight, representing Dave. 2 years and 2 weeks with Summer Wells. I know this was something that you lost quite a bit of sleep over. You and you could correct me and stop me if I'm wrong, but I know this from being friends with you and talking with you on a regular basis. Your heart and soul was into finding Summer Wells and finding her and bringing her home. And I know that you searched for her vigorously with your teams. You want to just talk a little bit about the people who are following this with good intentions about what EquiSearch Midwest did, and then we'll bring Twyla in.
You know, again, I appreciate it for being back on. It's always good to see you and Ed, of course. You know, we did spend a lot of time down looking for Summer. I mean, it was nonstop. And I mean, even before we even hit the ground, we were already plotting places that it looked feasible for us to do. And when we got down there, we were under the guidance of somebody else. We were brought in as a resource. And then there was a couple other times that we went down there that we that we had full power as far as to go where we thought that she may have been placed or put into. Again, we used I can't even tell you from day one how many people and how many different teams from all over the country came in there to help out for this little girl. And then we we didn't stop there. We actually flew in Gene Robinson to bring his technology on board and cover a little bit more ground plus two.
And for those listening, Dave, and I don't mean to interrupt you, Gene Robinson is the drone guru, right? He is our man. I mean, I know Ed Wallace and Gene have been on our shows together, and they both have quite a bit of tech. They have a lot of knowledge when it comes to searching with drones. But Ed, also when we were talking, Ed was just like, Gene is just out of this world. He's got an unbelievable knowledge and skill set when it comes to operating drones and looking and searching for the missing, searching for little particles of clothing. He made a demonstration with us one night where he was talking about that little bit of color in one of those images that you look through with the locate program. And thanks to that fine gentleman who has this program and allows you guys to use it. He's a wonderful person. So again, I wanted the people who are listening, they might just hear Gene and say, who's this guy? So just give a little bit on that. Sure. Twyla and her group were scouring through the bushes and the brush in Tennessee. Dangers of black bear, snakes, and so forth. You want to just talk a little bit about those, what you guys had up against you when you came in there in June or July, I believe it was when you came in?
I'll tell you that terrain was absolutely unforgiving. I mean, not only was it a mountain, but again, you had the black bears to contend with. You had the snakes. You had all kinds of different wildlife that you were contending with while you're trying to stay focused on trying to find something as small as Summer was. So it's everything that was thrown at us. Again, we conquered it. Nobody complained about anything. At the end of the day, we were tired. The heat was. I think it was in the upper 90s, and I think it was into the triple digits as far as with the humidity factor, the real feel, and it was just there was a lot to this, a lot of moving pieces, and we covered a boatload of ground. Unfortunately, we just didn't come up with the right piece.
Yeah, absolutely. Ed, you have anything for Dave in regards to that? I mean, you've been here almost with all of this. You've been here since the beginning.
They gave a Herculean effort to find this young lady, and despite the obstacles that were put in their path initially, and then afterwards, going back and back time and time again, drones and so forth, when the foliage was up, when the foliage was down, all of these things, doing God's work out there, a great bunch of people, all volunteers, not getting paid for this,
mothers, fathers, school, people who have got jobs, putting everything aside and coming down. It's 2 years and 2 weeks. You guys made multiple trips to, Hawkins County and searched. You worked alongside, I believe, the lead detective at one point as well, John Pruitt, quite a few of the folks from Search and Rescue Squad. So just could you give the audience just a little bit of what you guys were up against? Dave touched on the bears, and you showed us so many little videos and stuff of some of the terrain you were searching through. Do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, when we first went in for Summer, it was in the beginning, and we were under TBI's direction. And I know when I got there, it was strictly law enforcement, search and rescue teams. At that time, it was rescue teams. We were the only search and recovery team that was there. It was very hot. It was very thick. And I remember rolling in there, and I was thinking, oh, my word, this is insane. I think there in Rocky Top is the worst terrain that I have ever been on through my journey with EquiSearch. And then you got this little bitty child out here somewhere, and we're searching, and there's ticks, there's snakes, there's spiders, and it's hot. And when we first went in there, we were under the TBI direction, and then after a few days, they let us go and do some reconning of some areas, and we turned those in of areas that we thought from our experience that needed to be searched, and it was a lot. That, to be honest with you, other than Baby Joe, Clyde Daniels in Dixon, Tennessee, that was my first actual search for a child, and having kids myself, it was very hard. We went there in the beginning, and then they trusted us to come back on our own. A few times we went back a few times, and we did see bears. There was one time that we went back in the area that we were in. It was so trashy and so disgusting that at the end of the day, when we were done, we actually was at a motel, sitting outside debriefing, and most of our members that was there for that particular search ended up getting really, really sick Dave got sick. I got sick. There was several others that had got sick, but I still can't wrap my mind around it. It doesn't seem like it's been 2 years. It seems like it was yesterday. And I sit sometimes and I ask myself, what could have happened to this little girl? You know, my daughter, she's 9, and sometimes she wears clothes that I've seen in Summer wearing in her pictures, and I can't wrap my mind around it. And we talk about Summer's case often. Me and Dave talk about it, and when we see something, you know, Trevor, he's the shining star here. Trevor Lee is, because he's out there, he's in the area, and he's not ever gonna make sure that nobody ever forgets Summer. He did something the other day. So I think he's the shining star when it comes to Summer, and I feel like she's findable. We just got to find that right spot. And whoever did hurt Summer or did this to Summer, it's not going to be a secret for long, because somebody can't go missing without somebody knowing, especially a child. But I think that's all the cases that we work are hard. But I think that one with Summer, it's really hard, because you know there was a bunch of bull crap that had happened back in the beginning. But I tell you what, even with that, and you know, me and Dave and several other teammates behind the scene was struggling because of a bunch of bull crap, because we went out there and did what we did, and I guess it was intimidating to others. I guess the bottom line is we're not going to give up on Summer. And if they called us today, we'd be out there tomorrow. Dave probably pack up and leave tonight and go out there. But I will tell you that we are on the call-out list for the first responders up there when they have somebody go missing. And recently there was a little boy that went missing. Thank goodness he was found. He was okay. As a matter of fact, I had contact with one of the detectives and TBI on that one. They did put us on standby for it, and luckily he was found and he was okay. But we're never going to give up on Summer. And as soon as we get that call saying, hey, come back, we're going to be on our way out there to do whatever we can, cover more ground. Sorry, somebody's driving by here.
It's okay, Twyla. You can mute it if you want. You took the next question right out of my mouth. I was going to ask you when you were done if you know, Hawkins County, any TBI, or any of the agencies that are on this case, including the FBI, if they asked EquiSearch Midwest to come on down, Dave, what would be your response, and how would you tackle another search for Summer Wells without going into details?
Again, nothing would change as far as, you know, I would be, just like Twyla said, I would be packing my bags as we go. I would have mapping started. I would have the CalTopo started again. You know, we're ready and prepared. So anytime that we get that phone call to go anywhere, that's what we do. We have contingency plans in place to, you know, whenever we get a phone call, we have certain people that does certain things, and we get the ball rolling as fast as we can, because timing is, again, in a missing persons case, timing is everything.
Right. You know, and that's what
we can tell you where she's not at. We know where she isn't at.
Yep. And another thing I was going to ask, and I know Ed probably has this in his thought process as well. Like, do you guys keep, you know, obviously all of the records of everything as an organization internally, all of your searches that you've completed and all of the things? And I know that you always talk about, Dave, going back over, because there's always, sometimes in situations like this, there's always an opportunity and a chance for someone to remove remains and move them to another location. So that's why I kind of asked you, do you start from square one and start all over again, or do you continue from where you left off? And that's like kind of, I guess, maybe a hard question to answer, but
it is kind of difficult, only for the simple reason that again, that would have to go on, if law enforcement comes up and says, you know, this person is now a suspect or a player in the game, then at that point in time, then, you know, if they were on any of these searches, or if they had access to where anybody looked, then at that point in time, then you have to start to go back over what that individual is, what was he familiar with? Right. So you kind of have to do both. You have to kind of expand the circle. I mean, we keep everything close to the vest with our CalTopo. We don't share maps with anybody. Mm-hmm. You know, so we kind of feel on our end of it, nobody really knows unless they're keeping an eye on us and then keeping a mental note. But it would almost have to be through law enforcement. But 9 times out of 10, we would expand the grid.
Yeah, I mean, what he's saying there is 100% correct. It would have to be intel driven. Right, you know, if law enforcement came up with some new intelligence or new players in the game, and that would help direct Dave and Twyla and their teams on potentially where to go or to revisit.
Ron, you're right. There's no, like, how do you even fix your mind to, I don't know how to say this without pissing somebody off or pissing people off or having them use it against me. But how do you go in and know that there's somebody missing? Okay, how do you go in to do something? Is, I don't know if you would call it heartless people or what, but you cannot go into something with a missing person and expect to get rewarded for it, because it's not easy, for one. And I'll tell you firsthand, straight up, that I cry with these mothers, I cry with these fathers, I cry with these families, and just to think that somebody could go in to a missing person situation and then want to get praise for it or get credit for it or something like that. I can't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you this, and you know, we talked about this once before. On your second or third trip, I believe it was the second trip down into the Beach Creek in Hawkins County to search for Summer Wells, you and Dave and the team sat down with Candace and Don at a restaurant and ate. You broke bread with them. Now,
in the beginning, when we very first went in, we were under TBI. So we assisted TBI for a kid.
Uh-oh.
And then each time after that, we went in. I think the second time we went in, I do know that Hawkins, like you said, Detective Pruitt, awesome guy. He was there with us. It was actually on a weekend, I believe, and he was there with us, literally rode in the back of the truck with me and another teammate, was standing out in the scorching sun while Gene then was out there flying the drones. I mean, he was right there with us every step of the way. And then when we went back after that, a few times we went back with permission from Hawkins County, of course. We kept track of absolutely everything. We turned in everything. You know, they was in the loop with every single thing that we done and knew where we were at every single step of the way. There was one time we were out there, we were in an area, there was actually some officers that had showed up and, you know, secured the area for me and some of my other teammates to go back and check because it was just an awful area. But I do know that when we first went in, we were in under TBI. I had originally reached out. I seen this case on Facebook or something, and I reached out to Dave and I said, oh my goodness, there's this little girl that's missing. I said, it's not really far from me, but it's a few hours. Can I make contact? He said, absolutely, go do it. So I did, and then that's when we were able to go in. A few hours later, we got the okay to go ahead and bring our team in. Dave was on the road and there the very next morning, but the first time we went, it was with TBI. The second time we went in was under Hawkins County, and each time after that, we had permission from Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. And I still feel to this day, you know, if I feel like, okay, I feel like there's some more areas that we need to go check into, or if there's some reliable tips out there, not some crazy crap that doesn't make no sense. And so I did, and then that's when we were able to go in. A few hours later, we got the okay to go ahead and bring our team in. Dave was on the road and there the very next morning, but the first time we went, it was with TBI. The second time we went in was under Hawkins County, and each time after that, we had permission from Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. And I still feel to this day, you know, if I feel like, okay, I feel like there's some more areas that we need to go check into, or if there's some reliable tips out there, not some crazy crap that doesn't make no sense. And I feel like if we reached out to the detective that we worked with Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and say, hey, can we come put on another search for Summer? I feel wholeheartedly, without a doubt, that he would say, come on in, come do what you got to do. That was very grateful. That was very appreciative. And we covered a lot of ground. I can tell you that much.
But that second or third time, did you go 3 times or 2? It was 2 times, Twyla?
No, I think we went 3 times, right. Maybe.
One of the times that you went, I was negotiating with Tony Allen.
You were supposed to go? Yep, and you were supposed to go.
Yes, COVID. There was the COVID bug. You guys were all spreading it amongst yourselves, and me and Bill Cannon were supposed to drive down there. I had it mapped out. It was 16 hours of a drive, and it just, the cards weren't right. I wanted to go down there, but it was just really, really a touchy time, and a lot of things were going on. But I had negotiated with Tony Allen. He said, and this was kind of odd because he said, you guys can come. We're not going to tell you not to come, but you can't go on anybody's private property. You can't search anywhere where it's not public property. There was a lot of restrictions and a lot of there was a lot of things that you guys could and couldn't do. Yeah. So there was like these rules. Can you talk about that? What was going on with that? There was community unrest and people were complaining.
What happened was there was people that was going on to private property, and they were harassing people. They were going on people's property, searching, claiming that they were with the search team when really they wasn't. And they was just doing all kinds of crazy stuff that they shouldn't have been doing. So when we were supposed to go back like we did, there was a lot of restrictions, like you said, because of the people that don't know what they're doing, that was just out there for the fame, like taking cameras and stuff, trying to record little things, making it like they found something that belonged to her. So yes, it was really hard. And there was at some point, you know, when we were out there, there was a lady that, you know, she saw me with this shirt on, this yellow shirt on, and she looked at me and she said, are you one of the fake ones? And I was like, what? She's like, one of the, you know, the fake claim to be search teams. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, I had to literally give this lady my card at a gas station for her to believe that I was who I was or whatever. And after she realized that I wasn't one of the fakes, like she called it, she was like, you're more than welcome to come over to my property and search at any time, da-da-da-da-da. So that's why there was a lot of restrictions on there, because people got tired of people showing up on their property late at night and doing this and doing that. I mean, we don't even go in somebody's property late at night to try to search something. We do everything with permission, but it's hard like that. We get that with a lot of cases, Duty Ron. It's hard because other people go in for the fame or the attention, and it makes it hard for us when we do go in with permission from law enforcement. And sometimes the property owners have just had enough. It's like, no, my property's been searched multiple times and I don't want nobody else on it.
Right. And like what Twyla was saying, is there was private property owners who were complaining to Hawkins County sheriffs that people were trespassing on their property. And that was one of the stipulations that Tony made me convey to you, is like he said, hey, Ron, you know, they could come back here. We're not going to tell them not to. We're not asking them to come. That's what they said. And that's what really freaked me out, is like at that point in time, and it was just at the 1 year-ish mark, they were saying, we're not asking them to come back, but if they want to come, they can. And that's how much you guys wanted to, that you went. But he said, if they come, tell them they can't go on private property. And I don't know, what was the reception, Dave, if you can, or if you want to talk about it, that second time? Was it the second or the third time?
I think it was the second time that we went down. So, I mean, you know, after you negotiated with Pruitt, and you know, we were fortunate enough to be able to be, you know, again, they didn't ask us to come back down, but we felt compelled that it had to be done. And there was nobody else moving on forward, like, you know, expanding that circle, you might say, is what we were talking about before, that needed to be done. I mean, and again, that's what we wanted to do, but we were going to do it the right way. I think that we even put together like mapping and told them exactly where we were going to be, and what properties that we were interested in, and what areas that we wanted to go on. And then after Pruitt actually met with us, and he spent the whole damn day with us. I think that that set a different precedence as far as on what he was thinking about us, is that we weren't like anybody else, and we were there to do a job and to assist and not try to hamper. Correct.
Yeah, these houses was spread it out. I mean, right there where she lives is its own little community, but they're spread it out. I mean, there's one house that's on top of a hill, very rough terrain, but we have access and tools that we use that provides us with who property owners are. Law enforcement knows we use it. They think it's great. As a matter of fact, sometimes it helps them. But when we use this tool, we're actually able to look at the specific area, see who owns the property. We give that information to law enforcement. Law enforcement then gets permission granted for us to go and do what we do on that property. It's country too where I live, but this was like country. Like,
right.
You don't even have cell phone service country. Like when the TBI was there, they had to bring in something mobile for people to have service on their cell phones.
EquiSearch and their team would gladly go back to Hawkins County to search for summer wells. Again, I want people to hope and pray and support law enforcement on the state, local, and federal levels. Support these volunteer, non-paid groups like EquiSearch Midwest that go out there and search for the missing night and day. Anytime they'll take a phone call, they'll do what they have to do, and they put their lives on hold. Law enforcement's got to do the reach out. EquiSearch does not insert themselves into searching for the missing. They got to be invited by the investigative authorities. And Summer Wells is not a closed case. They're still actively investigating it. So they would have to have I'd have to either reach out to them and ask again if they can come back, or they would have to reach out to EquiSearch.
We did. We searched abandons. We searched sheds. We searched garbage cans. We searched dumping grounds. We searched property where people would go and dump their trash. We've searched high and low. Trust me, we've looked up in trees. We've looked down. We've looked in holes. We've looked in anything you could possibly think of. We've looked in it.
Yeah. And this case continues to be ongoing. It's not a cold case. It's still an active case. And again, I mean, I want everyone to understand is that if you want to help, don't start, trying to insert yourself into areas where you shouldn't be inserting yourself. Help out and do the best that you can from afar.
Marshfield, it's been almost 1 year since the search began for a missing Hawkins County 5-year-old. The effort to find Summer Wells hasn't stopped, and it's our top story tonight as investigators hold yet another search of the Beach Creek community. Search crews continue to scour through Beach Creek in hopes of finding the child, or at least clues leading to her whereabouts. A team put together by the Wells family private investigators were back in Hawkins County today with eyes on the ground and in the air. The technology used today can even detect burial sites. 8 people were a part of the search crew today.
Dave Rader coming on this special show. It's 14 days. In 14 short days, we will be at a year of Summer Wells being missing. The next point is that I want to play a piece of footage that is from the search the second time around. It wasn't the 4 days after June 15th, but this was sometime in late July. Correct, Dave?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
We start tonight with new information in the search for Summer Wells. A nonprofit organization that's worked on several other high-profile cases joined the search for her this weekend. The nonprofit is called EquiSearch. They've worked with authorities to try to find missing girls Natalie Holloway and Kaylee Anthony. High-tech drones that can tell if the ground has been dug up, and remote-control sonar units that can go into water. This can help crews know what's in a pond, for example, without having to send in a diver. Volunteers say for them, it's a moral responsibility.
Each missing person as if they are our family.
Yes.
Or we treat it like we take it very, very close to our hearts.
Those volunteers say even though they left today, they won't give up. They say they'll keep looking until she's found. And if you have any more information about Summer Wells, call the TBI.
So you guys did spend quite a bit of time there. And, I just, from watching, Ed and I watched some of the early footage, and I think everybody here in the chat watched the early footage. It just seemed like it was so organized, but so massive. There was so many people there. In your estimate, what did you think? A couple hundred people in and out of Hawkins County?
Easy. Yeah, it was absolutely. Yeah, it was a mass production for sure within that first week. It seemed pretty much well organized. They were taking us and putting us with law enforcement, GPS units. They were taking us to specific areas. And then finally, after, I think it was that Tuesday that I finally spoke up, and it was like, when she was already gone a week, we needed to expand this, because I'll tell you, we were just covering the same tracks over and over and over instead of expanding this. And that's what concerned me the most. And I think they kind of heeded our suggestion on that Wednesday, so we could actually go out and start reconning some areas that was outside of their spectrum.
Go ahead, Ed.
Who was your law enforcement contact initially to get in there?
I think it was just a search coordinator, but Hawkins County was the one who was was the main law enforcement, but then they also had TBI and also the FBI.
Twyla, I know you started the communication. Who were you communicating with first?
I reached out to everybody I could think of. I reached out to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, the TBI, everybody. And then finally I got a response back from the Hawkins County Rescue Squad, which then put me over to Coop. But there was I don't know if it was Coop's right hand or whatever that I was communicating with, but I did a lot of communicating with Hawkins County Rescue Squad, which turned out to be a good thing, because I got an email the other day, and so did Dave, saying that we've been added to their resource list.
So when you guys rolled down there, who did you have to report to stage?
All right, so when I first hit the ground, I checked in with the incident commander to let him know that we were on the ground, how many individuals that we had there, and we were ready to rock and roll with whatever that they had to put us under. So it was not our search by any stretch of the imagination. We were a resource to them, and so basically we were under the incident command, which was I believe it was between the Hawkins County Search and Rescue, and it was also between them and the with Tim Coop with the Churchill.
It looked very organized. It looked like everyone had a team, and they were talking about tracking everyone's movement. I remember Ronnie Lawson came on with the TBI spokesman, and he was on with her, and they were talking about how important it was for outsiders not to come in. They were tracking them by GPS or satellite or whatever they were using, the program, and they didn't want residents to just come and track into areas that they were searching through. So that was a big thing, and I felt that at the church, at that location, that staging area, it looked like it was a huge piece of property. So it was pretty well organized. I saw a guy on a stanchion talking to you guys, like standing up above you and doing sort of like a roll call for the day. Were you assigned law enforcement for each one of your teams, Twyla?
We were actually, when Dave finally got us the approval to go and do the recon, we split up into our group. We were the only recovery team that was there, and we took our members and separated them into groups, and we had an officer with us in each group. As a matter of fact, they wasn't letting anybody on or off that road because they had law enforcement on each parts of that road, and if a car was coming down, they were handing them the Summer Wells flyer, and at some points they were actually checking those people's cars. So you couldn't even get down that road right there if you wasn't with the search team or had an officer with you.
Wow. All right. So it was very organized, and then at the end of the day, I guess you had to just come back in, and then they were probably responsible for tracking all your movements and stuff. Or did you guys have to hand it in individually?
We scanned a QR code, and the TBI and Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, as well as the rescue squads, they was able to see exactly everywhere we were at. So we used the QR code, and I'm going to tell you, there was a lot of ground that was covered, places people would never even imagine, and it was covered.
Again, it was well organized. I can't say anything bad about that. But at the end of the day, come Tuesday when we were down there and we had spent the whole weekend doing the same thing over and over and over. With our team, we're geared towards you cover a section, and if it's not there, then you expand that circle, and that's what we felt that we needed to do. And it started to get frustrating because we were going over the same exact spots, and then even when we would come back from covering a spot, they would send another team to cover what we did. Now I understand checks and balances. I always want that because we're not 100%. And the only way that you're going to do that is with checks and balances, and I had no problem with that. But when you hear of the same area being covered, after day 6, of a child in that kind of heat and that environment, this little girl is not outrunning hundreds of professional search teams on a mountain. She's in dire straits at this point in time with no food, no water. So that was the kind of frustrating thing, and that was the thing that I was trying to get with the incident commander there, is to let us expand this a little bit while we still had the numbers that we could cover larger areas, but outside of what we had just covered for the past 6 days.
At the Wells property at any time in the beginning, was there any searches, or you guys were just searching the mountain or the terrain surrounding that area?
We were everywhere but that property. And from what I understand, they were letting no search teams up there. That was just strictly law enforcement to do their thing up there, which I understood.
Right.
But yeah, it was. We were never. We were around the property, but never on the property.
Ed, I know you could talk about this because you were in crime scene in the New York City Police Department. Law enforcement wants to keep, ground zero where she was reported missing. So, Ed, you could talk about how and why law enforcement wouldn't want any civilians up on that property. So some people getting caught up on it, like, oh, why didn't they allow EquiSearch or anybody else to search up there? What's the reasoning maybe behind that, Ed?
Well, again, at this point, we don't know what in fact is going on. So that is the last reported known location for Summer. So we'll control that area there and work outward from that. Think of it as the epicenter of this whole thing. Okay, this is where she said was the last person. The 2 boys were watching Summer after she had just left her grandmom's and went back there. So we'll control that, and that's where we get eyes on, and we could see, okay, what are they telling us, and does what they're telling us match what we're seeing here? Because we just don't want everybody to come there and trample over it.
I don't know who that person was, but they said, you're not an investigator. You had no right to track the person down. What? Let me be really clear. So we were down there. We were leaving the Wells driveway. We were standing on the road. We weren't leaving yet. I was showing them something, the other people that were with me. A man starts coming down a different road. He slows down to stare at us, stares me in the face like he's really mad.
He stares you down, like looking at you
Stared
like,
me
"Bitch,
down.
what's up?" Okay.
And I'm like, okay.
Giving you that look.
What's wrong with this man? So I'm like, okay. And one of the girls said, after he drove by, they said, if he backs up, run. And I'm like, why would he back up? That don't even make no sense. Did this motherfucker back up? Yes, he did. I'm like, oh shit, run. So we jump in my truck, and he appears to have taken off down the road. So I'm like, okay, thinking that was so weird. Like, is he like a meth head? What is wrong with that guy? So we turn the corner and get to the end of the road where you can go left or right to get off of Ben Hill and Beach Street, like to get out of there. He's got the road blocked. We're like, how the fuck are we going to get around him? Like, we can't get past him to go either way. So I told Adrian, she was driving, I said, back up a little bit. Maybe you can go around him on the right side. When she starts to back up, he jumps out of his car and comes to my driver's side door, like with his arms up, like he's going to do something. I'm like, holy shit. So she guns it and gets around the person. and he chases us down a 2-lane road with no lights at night. And people are like, well, he was sick of tourists. Well, it was this. Well, it was that. He isn't even from that community. He's not from that area. So, okay. So we had what we had as far as the description.
But he doesn't own that shit anyway, so why can you, I mean,
regardless. Yeah, but he doesn't live there. He does not live there. And this is how we know. So we didn't know who he was. We talked to the people that we had been talking to there while we were on that trip. They didn't know who he was. Nobody had heard of him. We're like, what the hell? Like, you never seen a person driving this kind of car who looks like this? And they're like, no. Okay.
Well, I don't mean like
and we weren't filming. They didn't know we were YouTubers.
They didn't know they were YouTubers, right?
It was nighttime. We were walking. Yeah. We were in front of the Wells home. No cameras, no nothing. It was nighttime. So, and he was driving by us, and he just started staring. So I'm like, what the hell? Anyway.
So you weren't out there with cams and shit. They wouldn't have known anything. It would have just been like regular people with him driving by. Would have been like regular people. Just a few girls standing out there talking.
Right, but on the Wells driveway. So maybe he assumed like, But either way, you still don't do that. You don't chase people at 60, 70, 80 miles an hour on a 2-lane road in the mountains. So I'm like, all right, this dude.
No, that's a little fucking sketch.
It was.
That tells me that that's a local person. If he turned his head like that, he knew that.
I did belong there, Nini. I did belong there. I was invited there by the Wells. I was 100%. We had just finished dinner with them, so I did belong there on their property where I was. Period. Anyway, we described him. Other people. It took a while before, but his car was very, very unique. So we were.
And actually,
why do you get a pass? Why do I get a pass for what? Why do I get a pass for what? A pass for what? Have you seen me do anything outrageous as far as the Wells go? No. Go cry. Who the fuck's gonna go cry? Definitely not me. Definitely not me.
I don't know who are you?
Let me ignore her ass.
I was gonna say because I was gonna say.
She's always got something slick to say.
This is I know the day. Well, the day you guys went up there when you guys went to dinner. I talked to Grandma Kennedy and she said, yeah, you guys did go to dinner and then you guys went to the grocery store or something afterwards.
That wasn't live. I went and did shopping for all their cleaning products, paid for myself.
No, I know.
That wasn't live. That wasn't put out. None of it.
I know. Well, I know. I'm just saying that was confirmation that you was. You know what I'm saying? That y'all was there. You were invited there. You were asked to be there.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Before
I'll get back to the car man in a second. Sorry.
Before y'all got in the car and left, were y'all about to leave anyway? Like, why did y'all get in the car and like run from him to start with?
So when we came down the driveway, I was like, "Oh, stop the car," because you know how they talk about where Summer came down the trail and where the dogs hit and all of that. That little area was right there. So we stopped the car on the driveway. It was still on the property. And we were standing at the very bottom of the driveway, right there. And he came from if I'm standing directly in front of the Wells looking at the road, he came from the dead end, like from my right. And he just slowed down and was staring. And I'm like, okay, why? What are you looking at? But if that was the only thing that happened, that would have been fine. But he backed up to do it again. And then took off, like, boom. And I'm like, what is this dude doing? The craziest part was him parked at the end of the road to block us. Maybe he was going to ask us questions. Maybe he had something to say. I don't know. We didn't wait around to find out. So we took information.
Chasing, think about this. If the guy even is from remotely around there, what if he was affiliated with somebody?
He wasn't. He's not from around there. So I don't know if he was there buying drugs, allegedly. It was coming from the end of the road, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay? So...
Did you say he chased you by 80 miles an hour? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm saying, like, did he chase you like 80 miles an hour, you said?
Well, for those who don't, I think it's because Fred Hill lives down there, don't he? I'm just going to keep it 100. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I don't give a fuck. You can say I said whatever, I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. So,
right. I mean, I know I wasn't going to what you have to say.
Where was he coming from? I don't know.
Right.
Yes, we reported him to the car. Okay. Where was he coming from? I don't know.
Right.
Yes, we reported him to the car. Okay.
Did he chase you 80 miles an hour, you said?
I showed it on my live.
Did he chase you 80 miles an hour, you said?
I showed it on my live. I have Live 360. It showed how fast we were going. Showed it the next day, like, I can't believe this shit just happened. Like, this is insane. Why was this person doing this? We didn't know. Anyway, we go to one of the ladies' parents' house because we pulled off and he missed us and he kept driving. So we pulled off.
Like, y'all having a Fast and Furious moment, like, for real.
Seriously.
Are you in the past car, at least?
It wasn't any quick thing either. It was like, he chased us all the way out. Like, all the way out. I'm like, oh my God.
Are you driving? Who's driving?
Thank God I wasn't driving. We would have been dead for sure, because I can't drive at night.
Can I play it? Play what, baby?
The chase? Is that what you're talking about?
We want to see the chase.
So the next day comes, and the ladies who are local put the word out. You know, this car, this is what the person looked like, whatever. We, of course, called the police that night. We didn't have a license plate number. He's behind us. So we have the exact description of what he looked like. All right. We go on and do what we need to do for the other days. No problem. Months later, nobody was arrested. NorCal, that was the whole thing. We didn't know who this person was or why he did what he did. We didn't know. Months later, when we go back, one of the ladies says, I know who chased us out. I'm like, how do you know? She said, because people provide information. We should look and see if that's really the person. This is who they think it is. I didn't want to go by myself, so let's go. So we did. We went, and we were able to see the person. and see that, yes, that's the same vehicle, that's the same man who jumped out of the damn car. We got all the information, including the license plate, the address, the whole 9 yards, and we followed up with the original report that we did and reported him to the police. That's it. No, I didn't think I was putting my life in danger, but if I was, I guess. I mean, it was what it was. We knew going in the woods was dangerous. We knew walking around there, various people's properties could be dangerous, but we still did it. I don't know. No, we did not pull up to his house. We drove by it, though.
You said that when you got away from me, that you turned and you went into one of the ladies that was with you.
Oh, yeah.
Her home. Then if you're ever being chased, I've been in a situation. You go to a police department, a crowded area. You don't go to an individual's home. Number one. Number two,
it's not an individual like a house with a driveway.
Okay, all right, okay.
Down a long
Whatever.
road.
I'm wrong. And then months later,
it don't mean wrong. I'm just telling you.
Months later, it's scary that they, the people in the community, and I grew up in Tennessee. You ain't telling me how Tennessee rolls. I know how we roll. We all know everybody, and everybody knows everybody that knows somebody. And word can spread. We can get word out quicker than Facebook. We were social media before social media. So take that information to law enforcement and let them handle it instead of you and another lady getting into a car and putting your safety and your risk, because that would have been a true tragedy for something to happen to y'all because of that decision. That's the only problem I have with it.
I asked earlier, I don't know if Chase can answer this. Did you try to call 911 like during the chase? Or
not during the chase. We called as soon as we pulled off into the area we were going. We called to give them the cross street of where he was, the description of the car, and what we could see of his face.
Right.
We got out.
Yep.
That was it. And but see how these resources take from the community as well as putting yourself in danger. Okay, hold on. We went there to do a search originally with law enforcement's permission, with written permission from neighbors, explicit written permission from neighbors and law enforcement to make sure we didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry. I have my tolerance for this bullshit is so low at this point because it's been 3 years and I'll hear people just repeating the stuff and I'm like, that is not what was said. That's not what happened. That's not what was done. None of that fucking occurred. So we went there.
Well, my apologies if I didn't hear the whole story the first time, if it was already said. This was the first time I heard about the chase. I thought
you search better than the search teams. Clearly,
well, no, there was a chase, and then no. They first made it sound like it was two different situations. First, it was the chase, and then it was hunting people down. Two separate
months later. We went there. There were no searches being done. None, zero. Nothing was being done anymore. It kind of just trailed off. We know when they search because it becomes public. They tell us when they're searching.
Right.
So why not? If you have feet, eyes, and hands, why not go walk? What's the problem? There's no problem with that. Especially if you do it and you get permission. All you're doing is literally walking and looking. That's it.
Well, Cam and Allie did it all the fucking time. I mean, Cam and Allie getting searched all the fucking time. They had permission and they went like every weekend for fucking months.
Yeah, Caddy says, well, they had searched that area. Okay, but did they find her? Was a circus. So there's that. Not one thing that I've done or been part of was a circus. I'll say that again. Nothing. We were invited to the Wells home after we searched for 11 and a half hours because we were bringing them cleaning products. Candace came down the hill. She invited us up the hill. She said, you're welcome to come up. We dropped off all the cleaning stuff and we were going to leave. We asked her if she was hungry. She said yes. We said, great. Do you want to go to dinner? She said, let me go wake up Dawn. She woke up Dawn. We all went to dinner. Grandma was on FaceTime with us. That was it. They didn't drink. They didn't get examined. We didn't record them. We didn't harass them. We said, thank you for coming out with us. We brought them back. They went to their house. That's it. That's it. And then all this shit broke loose.
So I have Texas EquiSearch stating that you needed a permission from local law enforcement to search and that they personally didn't want outsiders there.
During their searches, correct. During their searches,
that's where I'm confused, right? Like
that's when they were doing all of that, though.
And we're still
this
searching.
Was a long time later, though, Whistledown. This was not while they were searching.
It was during, well, if you want to go that far, though, then remember the press conference that was done years later that said stop.
Yeah, they said stop exploiting, stop collecting fake funds in Summer's name, stop spreading misinformation online. Permission, but the girls that I was with, well before we went down there, got written permission. We all got to read it. We all got to see it. We all had to agree to put our phones away, that we weren't going to live stream, that we weren't going to record it for content. One of them had a body camera on for our own safety, and there was a dog handler and another person I'm not going to name that's also a professional type person, and they had a body cam on. That's it.
Did any law enforcement agent go with you?
No, we did have professionals with us, but it was not the PIs and it was not law enforcement. There were a lot of us. It wasn't like two old ladies going to search. There were a lot of us, and we had protocols in place. We all wore bright orange, all of that.
Who had the body cam? Who had the body cam footage? The cameras?
Somebody had a body camera on.
Oh.
And the dog handler for her own protection and her dog's protection.
And that footage was ever recorded or just destroyed afterwards, or what?
All that footage was turned into the TBI in case they ever need it. Okay. And we have it. And we have it. And we have it. And we have it. I don't have it. The person who wore it has it, but I've never even seen the body cam footage.
It's the first time I ever heard that you had written permission from law enforcement, from law enforcement from all the people that you're supposed to, that yes, you can go out there and search, that you have written permission. What I always heard before was we didn't film it, we had our phones put away, one person had a GoPro, there was a dog, and we searched. That's so, you know.
Well, we also didn't want to explain anything to anybody about any of it, but then people started questioning, well, what happened? And why did this happen? And what were you doing? And why were you even there? And why is it your business? And law enforcement and them already searched. And, well, yeah, we know, but is Summer back?
But who told them you were out there? Huh? You know what I mean? Who told them that you were out there?
Who told who?
I didn't know you were there.
The audience. Like,
oh,
you know
that was a whole nother situation.
I mean, how did it get to you
even know I was
even there?
People didn't even know I was going, but there was another group supposed to go, and there became an issue, and then somebody went and told. And
I know.
Oh, they're down there. They're down there. What are they doing? Why are they there? Well, I didn't say anything about it. Catty wampus.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell anybody where I was going. I mean, this is not something you publicize too, because you don't know. We had permission from one gentleman. His wife didn't know and came out holding her shotgun. She had no idea until she saw her husband and was like, oh, hi, how are you? And she was the nicest person ever. Yeah, I mean, I just want people to understand what we were doing. We have nothing to do with Betty, Olivia, JLR, Molly, any of those people. We didn't have a party. We didn't sell raffle tickets. We didn't do any of those things. This is why Summer's Day is not even live streamed now. And everything was paid for by those ladies. Everything. You know, Summer is now in the Kingsport movie theater due to these ladies, right? So we're not just, oh, let us go down there on a vacation. Do you know where we're going? It's not a vacation. And we're not, and here's the thing. Do we need our asses pat? It's not even on our channels. So we didn't ask for any of the attention. People are like, oh, look at them, they tried to pimp, they went down there, they did all the things. Well, people were mad because we wouldn't stream it, mad because one of the years we did stream it. I mean, come on, you can't win for losing around here. And people, well, why are you searching? Who the fuck are you? A lady with eyes and feet? And you can go search too. Go ahead.
Indy says, why did you have to run from the person if it was an event with a lot of people, which included law enforcement permission?
Sorry, I got a mute.
No. None of that, no. I've been to Tennessee several times. We went for that particular time, we were doing a search. We did the search. We went to dinner. We were leaving. We got chased. It was hours after hours. There were only 4 of us in the truck.
That video of him chasing you is on your channel?
No. There's no video.
Oh, you said it was recorded. Like it was like 360 recorded.
Reported. Not recorded.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
We were scared. We weren't making a film.
Well, I thought you had like a dash cam, like a back dash cam on your car, because you know people have dash cams on their cars.
No, we were trying to get the hell out of there as fast as we could. We didn't know what he was going to do. What if he was armed? What if he started shooting? We had no idea. We were just trying to get the hell away from him. And that's what we did. We finally got away from him. And yes, no, I didn't say. You see what I'm saying? I showed my Life 360 the next day when I was going home.
Oh, okay. Because I heard Life 360.
Audience, the people that I was talking to, like, oh my God.
Okay. Yeah, I heard Life 360.
That had nothing to do with Summer. That had nothing to do with the Wells. It was just some crazy person who chased us. It had nothing to do with anything. And we weren't searching on our own. I'm not telling people to search on their own. I'm saying join a search group. Anybody can do it. So basically, eyes and feet, go do the shit. That's all I'm saying.
So basically the next day you went to like kind of show everyone where the incident occurred with the road with the Life 360.
No. I was driving home. No. I was driving home myself alone in my car.
Okay.
I was looking at my Life 360. Like, fuck. The highest we got was 84 or 86 miles an hour.
Okay.
And I'm like, y'all will not believe how crazy that place can be. Like, we were minding our own business and got chased. Now, barely said anything about it. Somebody said, yeah, I heard that people came up to your door and were trying to open it and murder you. I said, no, none of that. Where did you hear that? This is less than 24 hours later. I would have been like, damn, you know, he lives on the road. He's upset that people are coming here, parking on his road or something. I understand that. He didn't even live not in Beach Creek, not in Rogersville. This person doesn't live in Rogersville.
He's a weirdo. And what scares me is the months later you went back to just verify that was the weirdo.
Yeah, we called the police that are in his area and talked to them. Yes.
Did you have any inkling why? Did you ever wonder why he did that?
I thought maybe drugs. Maybe he thought that we knew something about what he was doing down there. Maybe he thought we were watching him. I don't know.
Girl, you were a bunch of out-of-staters after dark with cameras on the property
cameras. No camera.
Girl.
No camera.
Oh, you know,
I'm allowed to stand on the Wells driveway. I'm allowed to stand on that road. He had no fucking right to chase us. And I understand that people are like, well, but you put yourself in danger. Okay, what if he's doing that to other people? No, I was not about to let this person get away with that.
What would you?
But the reason that I wanted to know who he was for women like my daughter, who is younger. Who the fuck knows what this man was up to? Why are you chasing women that you can clearly see are women out of an area that you don't think we're from, going 70, 80 miles an hour in the pitch black, you fuck? So yeah, we found out who he was and reported his ass. And I'd do it again tomorrow.
So he was from there or he wasn't? I thought earlier you said that the all knew him. No. But then you said he wasn't from there.
He wasn't from Rogersville. The law knows him. I mean, every town has a law enforcement. We drove into the town that he's from, talked to the law enforcement, reported him once we had the address.
Okay,
We
so
knew that
you
it was
didn't
his car.
local law. I thought
It wasn't like Ronnie Lawson, not Ronnie
I
Lawson.
got you.
No.
Yeah.
But he was known to them. They knew exactly who we were talking about. Did they charge him? Did they do anything? No. They took our statement and that was it. I don't know what they did to him. I don't know. He's from an area near there. Sister Lies. Yes, he is. No, law enforcement didn't tell us who he is and where he's from. We drove to his street because the locals told us who he was. Months later.
Chasing, how long ago was this? Put it into perspective for
A while ago.
How long ago? You say a while ago. We need months. Put it into perspective for them. 6 months?
It was over a year. It's weird because we've talked about it over and over. And people made up their own fucking lies. No, he backed up, came back at us, blocked off the fucking road so we couldn't get out, got out of his car with his hands up like he was going to murder some damn body, came to my fucking door, we went around him, and then he chased us going 70, 80 miles an hour out of the whole fucking area. We didn't do anything. Nothing. Bringing cleaning supplies? We deserve to be chased? Get the fuck.
No, I don't think you should have deserved to be chased, but my thing is I wouldn't have ran. Like, why?
We went around him, and he chased us. We were trying to get out of there, and he's literally
But
on
you can't
my
chase me
back.
if I ain't running from you.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
No way. We knew that there was something wrong with this man. There was definitely something wrong with him. He jumped out of his car like we had just beat up his wife. What the hell are you doing, sir? No, he looked insane. Anyway, we got all the information that we needed on him, including close-up pictures, videos. Everything was turned over to the police. Please go deal with this man. We don't know what the hell he was doing, why he's doing those things, chasing people out of areas in the middle of the night. Fucking no way. It was scary as shit, and I don't get scared fast. It was scary. You shouldn't have been there, Heifer says. You shouldn't have been there. I know, but I was, and I'll be back again there too. You go do it, chatters. You do it then. Wait, how are you going to judge people for trying to do something good to help people? To help. Like, oh, Donnie Candace's house is so fucking nasty. There were rats the size of cats. So we bring bleach and cleaning supplies and towels and all the things. Well, you shouldn't have been there. That's not your business. Well, somebody had to fill the need. We don't put out anything we do, Rowena, with other missing children because of how this has gone with Summer. We don't put anything out now. Nothing.
You said the locals knew of him, or did I mishear you? Like the locals knew of this guy?
I don't know. But anyways, the guy that you guys are talking about, the one that you chased out, I think people are kind of confused by it because you guys. So this happened. The incident happened, and then you guys left town, went home, did your own thing, went back months later.
Well, keep in mind, some of the ladies are locals,
right?
So
So found out. So she found out, and this guy's from out of town. I guess I'm just not understanding why if she found out and already knew why she didn't drive by or give the information to the police, and you guys
didn't want to go alone.
You know,
she did not want to go by herself and do all of that, and she wanted to be positive that she was right. She was in the back seat, so she wanted to know: is this the person that y'all saw?
Whole different meaning, like what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was scary. I'm not gonna lie.
High, you know, you don't know if he went higher than Cooter fucking Brown.
He looked high as shit. His eyes looked like a demon. I was like, oh no.
And I think the other thing that's important about this is that it wasn't live streamed. It was, you're finding out about it. It wasn't like this happened on a live stream or it was filmed and then uploaded and put on like behind a paywall or anything like that. None
it was
of
rumored
any
about.
part of it.
And that's why I'm condescending, Rowena, because this happened a year ago. I've had to explain this so many times because of rumors and the shit that people make up, and they're trying to attach all this to Summer. No, you're not going to. And compared me to fucking BHB, which is why I hit the link to come up. I'm nothing like any of those people. That's bullshit.
You know, Summer's Chronicle says, can you ask Chasing, what is it about Summer that has her so drawn to the specific case? I've always been curious what about her case has people invested, but other missing kids are overlooked. And to be fair, I've seen you look at other missing kids.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, Tim, because on my channel, I've probably looked into and talked about 50 to 70 different children or cases at least, and including I made a video while covering Summer of all the other cases that are important that I've talked about. Why do I go to Tennessee? Maybe that's I don't know. I cover a lot of different things.
But I think her question is, why are people particularly drawn to Summer? And you know, because there's a lot of missing kids. I mean, why is she particularly drawn?
For me personally, I think because I saw immediately the way that her family was attacked, and I knew that was going to take from her case. Like if it wasn't them, this was going to be a big fucking distraction. Yeah, and I want to clarify. So keep it going? No, I haven't covered Summer in forever. I'm sick of the lies and the bullshit. And now I could just be calm and nice. I am. I absolutely am now because I'm sick of it. You're not going to put bullshit. You can talk about me as a person. Like, I don't like you smoke too much, drink too much fucking coffee, you're rude to your husband, you don't do your hair, you're a fucking bitch, you're condescending. Don't put me in a category with fucking Betty and Molly and exploiting Summer. That's all. That's when I'm going to get condescending. That's when I'm going to get fucking rude. Because it's unnecessary. I've never done that. I'm a lot of fucking things, but I'm not that. I'm exploiting her now. Because there's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And I know that as soon as I stop, my numbers, my income, all of it's going to go.
Simple as that. It's
Yeah,
like,
but you totally didn't stop talking about her because I mean, not on your channel, but you did go to other streams that talked about
Oh
her
yeah.
too. You know what I
But
mean?
I wasn't making money. I wasn't
Yeah.
making money off of that.
Right.
No, I
Care
did
Bear
not do that.
Chasing, I
That's
recall
loud.
you accepting super chats, memberships, and donations on Summer's Day, not just at the park. So is there a difference? I'm just asking for clarification.
That's untrue.
What
Okay.
is what?
Whistledown recorded it. I was live streaming from a coffee shop, and I got pissed. I'm like, I told y'all not to. I can't even get in my back to shut this off. Don't do it. They did it anyway because people come in as the stream is going, so they don't care. And I took that money, posted the receipts on my community wall, and Whistledown put that in her video. I donated all to Texas.
Oh, you donated to Equisearch. That's what. Okay, so that's the money you donated then.
Immediate. Because I didn't want to do that on that. I mean, I thought this isn't right, even though I'm driving there by my own volition in my own car with my own gas.
Yes, I just okay. So hold on, the message I just got was it's $4.99. It says drive safe, and you're in the car driving home, like live streaming. It says June 15th.
And I'm driving
23, and you're driving. It looks like you're driving home. Probably, I don't know. You got your
on the 15th. I wouldn't be driving home. I'd be there. But I donated it all.
June 15th, 422 viewers. June 15th, 2023. This is what the screenshot says.
I
And
think
then
I was driving there, maybe, or driving from Kingsport to Rogersville, maybe.
Yeah, because it says, hold on, it says Aussie,
Sure.
Trisha, be safe, $14.99, and then it says Rowena Sudfucker, safe travels, $9.99. Deb Perkins gifted 5 memberships to Chasing, and then
Everything that happened was recorded. You can ask Whistledown. She got all the videos. Everything that happened to me, as far as in my chat, happened. It was recorded, and I said, as soon as I get there, don't, if I go live, don't super chat me, don't give me membership.
Just saying, if she was to do the same thing as you and go to dinner with the Wells and cover the Wells over several lives, people here would label her a tragedy pimp. She don't get any, same thing with MGL.
But what if she didn't put it online? I didn't.
I know you didn't put it online, but you did cover the Summer case over several lives.
Yeah.
Right. Other people get labeled tragedy pimps for that.
They're
doing much less. I'm just,
I covered summer for over a year, at least.
Right. But I remember when you were doing it like almost every day.
Yep.
I followed you.
Almost every single day.
Right.
Well, but you were on other panels. I wasn't making money. I wasn't exploiting her. I was talking about stuff from the past. Like somebody could bring up, oh, I thought grandma said this at this time. Yes, I would participate in those conversations for sure. I do what I want to do. If I feel like starting to cover summer tomorrow, I will. How has it helped, Donna? I don't know. As far as us, I can say, I know people, somebody in the chat said earlier, our community was aware. We didn't fucking need you down here. Yes, you did. I live streamed and walked around that town asking people about Summer Wells in downtown Kingsport. 80% had no idea. That was on a live stream. They didn't know. They simply did not know.
Well, are you going to do this for the next missing child, or is it just for summer? Like, are y'all going to make like a group that does this for people?
We do it online too. So we have like a QR code and the last trees that have been put up and the posters that we've done for Summer's Day on the QR code. I think, I wish Nana was here, but 50 to 70, 80 people were featured on the Christmas tree with a link to their cases, right? So you can find out about each case. So I think that knowledge is beneficial. I think that people who only focus on summer, maybe in that area, when they see that tree and they see that there's something to scan on there and they're like, wait, I didn't know this little kid was missing and he's only 2 hours away. Those things are important. So that's what we do.
These were sent to me. This is what they were trying to, this right here. Okay, so it says
Better than that, right? I look so nice there. Yay,
Is that the shirt though? That's you driving down there because that's the shirt, right?
It might have been from the year before. Yeah, the shirt from the year. Yeah, this is 2023. Yeah, so that's the year before's shirt. So I'm driving down.
So you're driving down there. Okay,
over 200 Christmas trees.
Because this is what she was talking about. She said your supers were on when you were saying you were driving down there or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what she was trying to say in the
Yeah, I
chat.
don't see anything wrong with that.
And she was sending them to me to show that she wasn't lying. She
No.
wasn't. She
I don't
didn't.
think she was lying. No.
She said she just wanted to show you what she was trying to talk about. So you driving down there? Okay,
Over
okay.
200 Christmas trees.
Because this is what she was talking about. She said your supers were on when you driving down there because that
Oh,
says
I look
NA.
good in that, right? I look so nice there. Yay, me.
Is that the shirt though? That's you driving down there because that's the shirt, right? That's
It might have been from the year before. Yeah, the shirt
Okay,
from
'cause
the year.
that's
Yeah, this is 2023.
Yeah.
So that's the year before's shirt. So I'm driving
Okay,
down.
so you driving down there? Okay,
Over
okay.
200 Christmas trees.
Because this is what she was talking about. She said your supers were on when you were saying you were driving down there or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what she was trying to say in the
Yeah, I
chat.
don't see anything wrong with that.
And she was sending them to me to show that she wasn't lying. She
No.
didn't.
I don't think she was lying. No.
She said she just wanted to show you what she was trying to talk about, or what she was saying was that you were
She
driving
said-
down that summer's day.
Let me just, that's June of 2023. We're now in the end of January 2024. And
6
somebody
months later.
has those screenshots to be like, chasing, Rowena sent chasing $10 on the day of Summer's Day while chasing was driving.
But you know that's gonna
Yeah.
happen, you know. I mean,
That's
you know
welcome,
it's gonna
welcome to YouTube. That happens all the time.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen.
Fucking
People are
trash.
gonna pick
This
you
isn't a
apart
normal
because you went up there.
community. It's not a normal community. This is not normal behavior for anybody to be doing shit like that. That is
They
not
did it to Molly.
normal.
It's a queen.
Everybody. They do it to everybody.
It's
Everybody.
ridiculous.
And I mean, I think anybody that was considering going there with Molly or went there with Molly, you know, in those days shouldn't even be questioning you about why you went.
No, Captain, I've only done it in Boston. I've only done that in Boston. I've never gone to other, but there is one right now in Greensboro, about an hour away from me. I did try to go to one that Gray wanted me to go to, but my husband insists it's too dangerous. He won't let me go to that one. But there is one right now that I could go to.
Can you agree with me that you
Shut up, mind over matter.
But like,
dumbass.
do you,
Tell me what's your
do
real
you
name?
agree with me that you get away with a lot more than average
Away
creators?
with what? I don't get away with shit. Nothing.
Well, my Melver Banner doesn't have to give you his real name, and he can have his opinion.
Okay, so if the Glara, I'm gonna say if the Glara covered Summer over several streams and
So?
went and had dinner with Miss Wells, they would probably call him a tragedy pimp.
I don't know why. He didn't put it on.
I don't think having dinner with someone and not filming
I
it
know.
is tragic. I think that's just having dinner. Like, there's a difference between
What would
me
be a
and
tragedy pimp out of that, though? What would make them a
Yeah, that
tragedy
wouldn't-
pimp?
I know.
That's what I mean,
That
I was
wouldn't be
kind
it.
of curious.
Like,
At this point in time, people are getting chastised just for putting that girl's photo in a thumbnail.
No mind over matter. I want you to stand on what the fuck you're saying. You're over
I
here
thought you-
talking shit to me. A fake facade, yet you're under mind over matter. You're a
So?
nameless person in a chat room talking shit on somebody who's tried to assist and help with cases. You get away with stuff because you've got a fake facade. How do you know
Wow.
me, man? How do you even know me? You don't know me. You don't know what my facade is. You don't know shit. You don't know me. So what are you talking about?
well, we're all have fake facades. I'm literally a bee with.
I've heard people call him a tragedy pimp. I mean, I've heard it all.
Glare? Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
because of another incident with a certain turtle boy.
Oh, okay.
That's
but I
why.
mean, what's the limit? Like, when are you supposed to stop? Because if you look up the definition of tragedy pimp, you don't even have to profit. All you have to do is cover something on social media for clout, and it's considered tragedy pimping.
Who says that you
So
don't have to profit?
okay, so your opinion of tragedy pimping is covering somebody.
That's the definition, not mine. I say do what you want.
I don't care if it's a different side than people have seen. I don't care. I can talk like this, or I can be Becky, or I can be professional. Who gives a fuck? I'm tired of this fucking community. It's garbage 95% of the time.
Well,
So yeah,
yeah.
I get aggravated. It's aggravating. It's so aggravating. And I come up and I explained all of this, and it seems like people understood. Like B-Tim asked me questions, and Voices and Queen jumped in. So then I gave the information, and that's it. Right? Normal. Like, okay. And people are like,
pretty much
no,
that.
no.
It is that.
You
It's-
get a
it's-
pass. You're getting a pass.
That is the definition, right? Am I like hallucinating? It's that.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, when you explained the whole situation with that chasing, I didn't see anything wrong with it once it was explained to me. But when I originally heard hunted, I was like, what's the whole thing with hunted? What the hell is going on there? But when you explained it to me, I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, my
whatever.
accent comes out when I'm mad only. I've lived in Mississippi, I've lived in Tennessee, and I've lived in North Carolina. So you're not going to hear my accent just normal until I get aggravated. Aggravated? Aggravated. Two different things. Same fucking person. If you watch me live, you've seen me go from 0 to 50 in a second, and my voice is completely normal like this, and then you don't understand a word I'm saying because I'm talking too fast and it sounds Boston. That's how Boston people talk. Go watch Boston people. It's how we talk when we get aggravated. We talk faster, and then our R's go away, and people are like, it's just because you think you're tough. No, it's how people in Boston talk. It's
This
not
is
like
YouTube.
a
Nobody gets it
mafia
wrong.
fucking, I'm gonna shoot you. It's just how Boston people talk. That's it.
Larry, you should come up here. No, I'm joking.
He can come up here and talk about his particular
Right,
turtle boy, but he'll be changing the subject.
I just wanted to piss Queen off.
He, him and B Tim, he wants to have a conversation with B
I
Tim
didn't say I
about
hated
Karen Reed.
Yeah, I never said that. I didn't say I hate drama.
My issue with him is with Turtle Boy. Him like simping for Turtle Boy is ridiculous.
Does that make him a tragedy pimp, though?
up with the ladies, and I had no idea there were any news people going there. And they come up, and you can tell, I mean, I know who Kristen Kwan is, right? So I'm like, oh, Nana. Fucking Nana. I said, they're here for an interview, so, you know, you should interview Nana, because she's the organizer. She's so slick. She walks over, and I'm standing there, and then, like, Adrian is kind of to the back, and she's like, oh, thank you so much for coming. Adrian and Tracy are going to do this interview. I was like, so sorry, what? Like, I'm sweating. I smell the fluke. But I was like, oh, yeah, sure. I love going on the local news in Kingsport, Tennessee like this. This is fucking great. 50 miles an hour, maybe? Allegedly. Oh, it was something. And then the other lady was there from, so we had WCYB and WJHL and I don't even know who else. But we got to sit and talk to Kristen for quite a while, so that was really, she's so nice. Oh my gosh, what a nice lady. She hung out there for a while, from early in the day. Like, they were still there at the end for the butterfly release. So it was really nice. I got to meet Trevor, who I absolutely thought I didn't like. Trev Time, the local guy. Yeah, my ears are popping up. Totally different than you would think in person. What a nice guy. Such, I mean, kid, you know, he's a young guy, but so nice. And very, very, very funny. So that was great. Jenkies, we met her, and Chill Billy, that was very nice as well. Tattooed Rebel was there, very nice guy. Some people who wanted, I met a lady in the parking lot who I still to this moment don't know who she is, but she just said, I'm a subscriber of many channels, and I have a gift for you. I'm like, okay. And it's right, I'll show it to you guys later. Beautiful. And she had made some stuff for Justin and for Tattooed Man. It was so nice of her. She was the sweetest lady. So that was the beginning of the trip. It was very nice. Justin did not go to either. I never saw him. He was in the same vicinity, but I never did him. I've got to get over there. I've got to get over there. Alright. I'm just going to be on the right side here so that I can get off at my exit. And then I'll be on a straight path, and then I can look at the chat. It'll be so much easier. But it was beautiful. It really was. Those ladies put in so much work. So much work. And then there were a lot of days. A lot of things. So many things. So many things. It was really a very, 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 very different experience for me this time than any other time that I've been there. A lot of my opinions are different now. A lot. I was able to get up like close and personal with a lot of things that I was not ever able to before. Gosh, I have like notebooks full of notes, videos full of videos on top of videos. It's a lot. It was so much. But I think we were all of the same mindset for the most part. So there were a lot of us, but a lot of the time we ended up in 2 cars or 2 groups, or sometimes some people were here and others were there. 43 miles on this road. Okay, beach. It was very enlightening. Toe Strike did, and it was so good to meet you too. It was so good to, so yeah, it was crazy. Like there were so many people, and you know, some people were like, oh, nobody showed up. It was packed. Like it would be packed, and people would come in, and then people would leave, and people would come back. It was never empty at all, and it was on a weekday, so people were getting out of work, and then just coming by. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. The whole thing was, and then we did a whole bunch of things. Thank you so much. I was terrified. I was terrified. I did not want to do that. It was all Nana's fault. So Nana, she's like, yeah, Adrian and Tracy are gonna go do that. I'm like, are we doing that? What? I was freaking out. I've never been on, well, I mean years ago, but it was crazy. But you know, whatever. Like if Nana says to do it, I'm gonna go do it. And that's it. So we did. But you know, the news is funny because it's like super long what you have to do, and then it's a clip, you know, it's so different than what you think it's going to be, and then you're like rambling because you're not really sure what the hell to say. It was great. Yeah, we just went like off the top of our head, whatever. We just said the thing. It did. It really went. It was a good thing. It was. Over 100 posters printed, and we had 2 left at the end, which was great. The safety stuff, the flyers, all. Oh, we did have, so corny, a YouTube girl. We had signs up like, don't record this, whatever, you know. There were people who come in and like, oh, do you mind if we record the tables and take pictures? And we're like, no, yeah, go right ahead. These 2 women, 2 girls, who I saw them both clearly, so I had no idea that they did any of this, put a video up on their channel, and we're like, let's go see what they're doing. What the fuck? What do you think we're doing? We're out in public. Like, this is a public venue. What do you think? Like, do you think something secret's going on? So they were recording all the way down, right? Until they were going to do some, haha, I don't know what they were going to do. So, what the fuck? They get up to where we are, and we had a big neon sign, like, no recording. And they were like, oh, there are signs here that say, don't record. I wonder why. Both pretty ladies, you know, and they were just looking at all the stuff on the tables and whatever, but they weren't talking to anybody. It was so weird. Like, what are you doing? Like, why were you in here trying to record us? You're weird, sis. Hey, Penny, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. They tried to record us. I was like, you're so corny. So annoying. Just let me know when in the mountainous terrain. Just let me know when I'm back, because I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm back now. Maybe I'm not back. It was weird. Hello, Whistle. Can y'all see me? Am I here again? I am back. Okay. So we'll be in and out. Y'all know that. Just go out, come back in, refresh. It's all good. Whatever. Yeah, so they tried to record us. Whatever, cornballs. I don't know if it worked. Maybe it did. Maybe we're on recording somewhere, which wouldn't matter. So that was that really was like the only weird thing that happened. Everything else was really nice. Nobody was there from PS, you know, none of that crap. Everybody was just really super friendly. Like, you can't miss Jinkies because of her voice. As soon as you hear it, I was like, I know her. I didn't know who Trev Time was at first. And then I ended up spending a ton of time over talking to him. And he can vouch for, he's seen what happened with the news. And he's seen that make me do it. And he says, yeah, I'm going to get online and I'm going to tell everybody you jumped in front of the news cameras. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to kick your ass if you do that. So he was actually one nice guy. So we got to talk a lot. And then there were kids who were coming in and getting little bags, and their parents were picking up the flyers. So it was very sweet. I did go down to Fred Hill's. Hopefully his dog gets saved today. He was not there, clearly, because he's in jail for meth. Got to see the man who chased us, and we kind of turned the tables on that. That was fun. This is all after Summer's Day. We behaved on Summer's Day. Everything was nice, whatever. The rest of the weekend, listen, we did the things. Never went by Jody's. Apparently she's got cameras, so you just make sure. Ma'am, tell me to go choke on a butterfly. Choke on a butterfly. That was a good line, though. I gotta give it to her. I have to give it to her. That was pretty fucking funny. Several times during the weekend, I'm like, I really want to go over there and just ask her if she wants to get coffee, because she's so mad. Like, what are you so mad for? Can you calm the fuck down? But, oh, Nana jacked us up, man. She, like, yeah, she told me to choke on a butterfly. She did. Thank you, Penny. It was Ginger Snap. We weren't there when Ginger came. We had, I don't know where the hell we went, but then we came back, and I was in the car with 2 people, and we're pulling up, and we see like these bright, this color, bell bottoms, and this gorgeous bag, and this just beautiful woman, and I'm like, she's probably with the news, you know? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, she's got to be like with the news or something, this lady. And I said, but I'm about to steal her bag. It was like this canvas bag with butterflies on it. I'm like, I'm stealing this lady's bag when I get over. We get over there, and it's Ginger Snap. And the bag was gifts for me. And inside the bag are these beautiful, like, handmade mugs with butterflies on them. Girl, bye. I was so happy. I was so happy. I was like, what? You're a liar. Cutest ever. It was so sweet. Because I was so confused. I'm like, she's a news lady. She was not a news lady. She was Ginger Snap. It was very funny. Alright, so it was pretty funny. Oh. Good morning, good morning. And is it noon yet? Almost, we're getting there. Is that another language? Yes. Okay. Good morning, Ginny. It really was such a nice event for summer. It was. But then we did, you know, the things that you gotta go do while you're down there. I will say, I ran the trail. Yeah, ran it 2 times. There's so much, guys. There's so much. I still have got to organize and collect and understand my own thoughts on everything now. In the past, I went up there with my same mindset of everything, the same mindset I've always had, and didn't really. I think once I make up my mind, for the most part, I'm usually, that's it, right? Because I've done my due diligence and I think that I already have an opinion, and then that's the opinion. But I took a totally different approach this weekend. And I really wanted to see from a totally different perspective. And I did, and wow, so many things changed this weekend. Is Nana in here on the image? Are you awake? Did you get my note? Yes, Nana and her husband are the most gracious hosts, and of course, Mr. H. Waters as well. They are just so kind to have had all the crazies and opening their home to them, feeding us. He cooked for us last night, her husband. So good. We've been eating a lot of junk and a lot of coffee, clearly. Just junk, you know, we're ordering like pizzas and whatever. But he fed us food last night. That was wonderful. I was so happy about that. It was like we hadn't eaten in a year. We were so excited. So that happened. There was a lot, which I got to still collect my own thoughts on everything. Right? The mindset that I was of. Everything changed for me. Curse with curiosity. Literally every single thing that I thought I believed. My own. Here's what I'm going to go do today. I need this. I need to see the things. And when you do that, and your theory has always been that she wandered away, and that it is not that after you feel kind of, I mean, right now, talking about it a little bit, really, you know, here's the thing. Here's how my brain works. It's almost like I went back to the first day, right? Am I still buffering, or am I back? I don't know. Just let me know. I'm not sure. Have you heard Candace has remembered someone at a scar? No, ma'am. I have not. I've not heard that. Oh, did I lose the fucking chat? Damn it, YouTube. Hold on. Yeah, can y'all see like what I'm in right now? It's pretty bad. It's pretty rough right now. Skilo! Oh, you gotta be at the airport now. Maybe. Back, okay. Yeah, I've never, sass things. I've never flip-flopped. Well, no, that's a lie. And I was remembering this weekend, that when Dawn and Candace first came out, when we first heard the story before they did the interview, I was like, why were you calling for your kid after like 2 minutes? What the hell are you talking about, lady? You know, that was my initial reaction. Minific. Hey, Lane. Yeah. Yes. So I wasn't always on their side. Jody Sue was right about that, because I did wonder, like, what kind of fucking theory? What are you talking about? But then I felt forever that she just wandered off, and my idea of the footprints were what they were, and that's it. They just were, right? Like, easily could have wandered off, and footprints ended up here, here, and here. And I'm a very stubborn person, and when I have my mind made up on something, I just usually keep it there and don't need to like, what am I researching? I've already got my mind made up, right? And the other trip here, one was strictly for search. That was like search. The other one was for summer stay. So there wasn't any, I wasn't going sightseeing. I wasn't looking around at all the things. This was this fucking Wi-Fi. There is none. It's a bad stretch of land, that's for sure. Right here. Just say the word. Yes, you're back. No, you're not. We don't know. No, can't listen. just say back when I'm here. I don't really know if I am. Well, this is a lovely road with 800,000 bumps. Like, what the heck is this? Can we not put all these bumps, bro, back? I think it's the fault of social media where I went with this case in my mind, because once I did see them being like attacked, I became a protector of sorts, right? And that's not really about Summer. That was really about what assholes were doing to her parents, if that makes sense. And I hated it. I hated it. So I became this person who. Oh my god, that's brutal. Can you just go a little, bro? Good morning. It's like the 7th dead deer I've seen. No. That's much better. That's much better. Why haven't I never fucking thought of that? I don't know. Everything's just changed. Like, I don't know. It's all changed. Everything's changed. My whole brain is different now. It's a lot. It's just a lot. So, one of my old neighbors. Oh, God. Imagine. Yeah, definitely. Lane. Yeah. And I can't even put that part into words yet. Like, suspecting new people. Well, I can. Yeah, I can. But I can't yet. Because it's in my mind. I'll just say that, you know, when you really focus and think where are the footprints, your whole mind changes. You're like, you get so jacked up in the head. So, good morning. Yeah, once I process it all, I for sure will be doing that. You said that your opinion changed. Do you think that I think the best way to say that is that I'm going to probably put together some streams where I'm just looking at the other side of things, and then you guys can give me your feedback. It's definitely going to be different than anything I've ever done before. I don't know. It'd probably be like in a story format or something where I'm just telling you my, as Jody would say, I'm just my stream of blah blah blah, whatever, based on my notes and what I saw myself. It's a whole different fucking thing. So yes, on Candace. I wouldn't say those words, right? I wouldn't say, so yes, on Candace. I would say, Summer, in my opinion, didn't wander off by herself and end up where the footprints are, if that makes sense. She did not wander off and end up where those footprints are. Period. Oh, of course. Handily, I'm sorry, thank you. I know. It's just, I'm on like the straightest road ever with nothing around me, so I don't really think about it. Thank you. And in my mind, it always worked fine. You know, it always worked fine because I was seeing I'm not good with maps at all. So I'm seeing them on a map, and people are saying it's ridge, and I'm like, okay, whatever, whatever. And it's a very different thing when you go and you see. Now, I've been to Ben Hill, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen it. It's so different. You definitely know somebody could have taken her out of there, blah, blah, blah. It could happen. Sure. Yeah, it could have happened. But not unless it was very coordinated. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I saw Ben Hill in real life. I was able to look at the dog trail in real life. I mean, I ran the dog trail myself yesterday in Crocs with no socks on, with no grip. So yeah, is that possible? Sure. Yeah, it is. No problem. And I'm an old ass lady who smokes too fucking much, and I was able to do it twice. No problem. But that isn't anything that changed my mind. That dog trail or Ben Hill Road itself or 110, none of that changed it because I'd already seen all of that. I mean, granted, I saw the property at night before. Now I saw it in day. And it doesn't. You'll see. You'll see. It's just so. there's so many things now that I can't yet even process myself that I know and that were written down and videotaped, looked at and studied. Should not wander away and end up on Mr. Phillips' property. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. No. No. Deets. I love her. It's a lot, you know, and I can't express it all, right? I can't even process it all yet. So I can't even express it all, but I'll say that, you know, and I am, you know, I've always been the one who always came back to my theory and stood strong on it and meant what I was saying, and that's the end of that, right? Like, you're not convincing me of shit, ever. And this weekend, we never even discussed, like, why do you still think this, JC? None of that. I wanted to go and do, in my mind, certain things, so I did. And then, as you sit around and you talk and you hear different things, you're like, well, I've never listened to that before because I was so dead set on what I felt was what I felt. That's it. Don't tell me nothing. And that's such a fucked up position to take. But I was so protective of her parents because I hated what people were doing to them. And I still hate what people are doing to them. But I had to look at it from a whole different lens and figure out how I felt after that. And I did. It made me sad. It made me very upset. I'll say that. I struggled with my own mind. I think I still am. Like, I can't wait to get home to sit with Scott and really pour this out. Poor Scott, man. Just because I need to get it out of my head and put it down, type it, and understand, you know, what is your... Now, Tim is an interesting character. You know, okay, pause, right? Prior to this weekend, here I am. Tim's a nice guy. Tim's a good guy. Tim's for summer. Still believe those things. Other people are nice. Other people are good people. They're for summer. I still believe a lot of that, right? But I don't think that anybody is what they appear to be. No. Nobody's what they appear to be. That being said, a lot of people are exactly what the fuck they appear to be. And we haven't been being lied to at all. We have not been being lied to, in my mind now. Plot twist, yeah. Cordy, are you here? I love you. I emailed you, but you didn't email me back. Yeah, plot twist. That, are we being lied to? No. Think about that for a minute. No, we're not being lied to. What a messed up case this is. So sad. So sad. I almost feel like it's a whole new case so the people who've been interviewed, right? The people who've talked. Didn't we always ask, like, why is Dawn talking? Because he was at work, right? Why is Dawn talking? So just go back and listen to Dawn's interviews. Go back and do that. What does Dawn say happened? Fred Hill? Yeah. Do I think Fred Hill? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that this was so, okay, prior, so simplified in my mind, right? So simple. She wandered off, or she wandered off into the woods. So she wandered off and somebody took an opportunity to take her. Sure. How'd her footprints get up there? Tracy never wanted to consider that, right? Never wanted to consider that. Think about it logically right now. She wandered down, somebody grabbed her. Yeah? Oh, okay. How'd her footprints get up there then? Me looking at it on a map, we're looking at a flat surface, right? And you're thinking, oh, well, you know, kind of through the woods and ends up on this property, and, you know, that could happen. Until you realize, no, it couldn't. No, it couldn't. No, it couldn't. Such a fucked up thought. When for 2 years you've got your fucking mind made up. Yes. Toaster. Yes. So we've got to think. Let's, until I come back again and we get together as a group of us here and we talk about this. I want you to just think about a few things, right? Benefit versus risk. What's a benefit for everybody? If a group of people did this, what's the benefit for everybody? If a group of people took her up and out of there, what's the benefit for that? What do you get? What would you get? Possibly, very possibly. Lena May says, money, right? Money, that's what you get, right? Why would you need money? Tell me what you'd need money for that we're aware of right at this moment. What would you need a good amount of money for? Cheryl, I don't know. Drugs. Property for manufacturing drugs. Possibly. If there are, let's say, 5 people involved, you'd think to yourself, 5 people aren't going to keep a secret. They can't all keep a secret. No, you're only going to keep a secret if you have something major to lose, right? Very major. No, because there were no land purchases, right? But we know that there were other things. So you are not going to keep a secret if you just were a helper and you've got no skin in the game and you're not going to get in trouble for other things. You have to think about who would benefit from such stuff. Who would benefit from this kind of crazy activity? Why would they benefit? What's the motivation for anybody to do anything like that? Accident cover-up, Victoria doesn't explain where the footprints are. Or the scent. Footprint, scent. Helicopters flying overhead. Flares going up in specific areas. It just doesn't. As much as I've always wanted that to be explainable, I had to take all of my theories, right? Are they logical or are they emotional? They were emotional. They absolutely were emotional when you look at facts, and that's all you look at. Now, that being said, do we know shit? No, we don't. We don't know shit. I'm just somebody who fucking went and looked at all the things, right? That's all. So my same thing of don't harass people who don't fucking deserve to be harassed still stands, right? It still stands. It's just, there's a whole other way to look at it. I'm gonna get off in a second. Sorry, hold on. This is a Kirby one. Doing like what's that sound, bro? Stop. Stop it. Oh, hold on. Stop that fucking sound, my friend. I hate being this slow. Like, why am I this slow anyway? East. Okay. The Popo there. Hold on. The Popo is right there. Hold on. Gotta get past him. Not go too fast either. Where are you, little guy? Oh, you're over there. Okay. What's the speed limit? Over here. I hate when it doesn't tell you what it is. Oh, it's 55. Alright, good. So I'm doing 59. Set. Oh, I love cruise control. It's the best ever. I'm so sorry, I have to look up and away sometimes. Angela. I'm sick to death. Come on. I don't know, Toaster. I don't know. You gotta look at risk benefit and then current situations, right? I don't know. So I need to get to a place where I can just, there's so much, and I don't want to, I'm not trying to fit a narrative in, you know, hey Connie, I don't want to make it fit, but my thoughts always, you know, I never wanted to think accident cover up because that's easy, right? That's, you just go put her in the woods somewhere, right? those people did not climb those mountains to hide an accident cover-up. No, that did not happen. So, what did happen then? What did happen? What did Dawn say happened? What did Dawn say happened? Come to your house. Get over there. Go. What's wrong with you, truck? Stop. Take your ass and go. Alright, there it goes. Very good. Thank you. Said someone took her in. Someone came up there and took her. She's no longer there, right? If you're saying that, and that's true, can you pass a polygraph? Yep, Remy, you're right. Ready. Angela, so much. So much. It's, I don't know how many times I got so shaky upset this weekend. I don't know how many times. And other people who are on here who have always felt a certain way will be like, why? We've always said that. Well, I didn't listen to any of you because that's not what I do. I had to be able to work it out for myself in my head and see. You have to see it. You can't just be making up this crazy shit. You've got to really see it. Not like, oh, I'm standing over here and 4 miles that way this happened. No, I mean go see it with your eyes. It's a whole fucking different situation. To drive it, to map it, to go see it, and then do it again the next day. And understand, oh, this leads to that. That leads right to this. This is over here. What? It's quite a lot. It is quite a lot. And locals who live there and know, they know. They know. Listen to the locals. Listen to them. Listen to the things that they're saying, because they understand when you say a ridge. I'm from fucking Boston. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. A ridge of what, you fucking weirdo? A ridge of a little hill? A ridge of, like, what do you mean? When you see it with your eyes and you're like, a baby didn't do that. A baby did not do that. That did not happen. I saw everything as like flat, but you know, hills. Kids can climb hills. They do it all the time, you know. And she was an outdoor little kid. She run all over the place, no shoes on, no problem. No. That, I think, that and some other information that I cannot share ever. Really just, here we are. That's it. Here we are. I'm like, I want to take all my summer videos off the internet. And I don't. I'm lying. I'm exaggerating. Because I still feel people shouldn't be torturing anybody and accusing people of shit that they have no proof on. But, you know, I've always said the same thing. Whoever's involved needs to be buried under the fucking jail. No court dates, no nothing. Just put them underneath the jail. Period. Put them under the fucking jail. Because this has been 2 years of a lot of your thinking too, right? Like, everybody is always thinking about Summer and what happened and where is she and all the things. So, oh, we'll get answers. For sure, they're gonna get answers. 100%. You know what I said on the news? Remember, I was like, well, but we don't know what law enforcement's doing. Yeah. It's okay. Everything's okay. They're going to figure it out. They are going to figure this out, for sure. I have no doubt. Zero doubt in my mind that this is not a cold case. It's not. And they're going to figure this out. 100% they are. Prior to Summer's Day, I'm like, what the fuck are they even doing? Like, what are they, where are they, and what are they doing? Because we're getting aggravated. They're gonna figure it out. They have not given up on her at all. They have not given up on her, which is so good to know and feel like they care too. You know, you feel like, well, they're in law enforcement and they've got so many other cases and whatever, and there's nothing here, so they're never going to figure it out, and nobody knows anything, and everything's corrupt. You know, you feel like that because you're not hearing from law enforcement, so you have no idea what the hell is going on. And then all you have to hear is one thing, and you're like, okay, they're definitely they're working on things. So that's so good. I'm really happy for that. It is. It's good. It's so good. There were some really, you know, the reporters who were there, WCYB, WJHL, those people, I mean, Kristen Kwan, she was the first person to interview Dawn. And she's always been invested in this case. But, you know, she admittedly said, I haven't spent enough time on this, and I need to. I really need to. And I'm like, yes, you do. So hopefully she will be. And that's one of the things we sat and talked about is, you know, I know you guys have a job to do, but a blurb on the news on the day she went missing is not enough. It's not enough. Or, you know, 30-second clips leading up to June 15th. And, you know, you can't dictate what the news does because they do what they want to do. But, you know, she's investing more into Summer and all of that. You know, she assured us of that. So that was really good to hear. And, you know, she told us that on her own. Nobody was like, you need to do more. I mean, in my mind, I was thinking it. But she does want to do more on Summer and bringing her story out and keeping it out there. So I thought that was great. She's a sweetheart. What a nice person she is. I didn't get to talk too much to the other lady who was there. She didn't really say much to anything. In person, Toaster, no. I did not see. I may have glanced at him. I don't really know. But I did not see him face to face. No. Saw all the things there. All of that things there, yeah. What a road that is. Actually, I've never been on Light Hollow before. You go drive down there. You go see how you feel. Okay? Go ahead. Go to the church at the end. If you are a Christian person or you're a religious person in any way, you know, go ahead. Go ahead. It's something altogether different. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What an eerie place that is. And I love Ben Hill. You know, I love Ben Hill. And I think it's just a beautiful place, peaceful, calm, and Light Hollow is just as beautiful at first when you first drive in, calm and quiet, allegedly. And then there's Light Road. Well, that's quite nice too. And there was just so much, but no, I did not see Mr. Franklin White. No, nope, they were not there. Nope. Oh, Andy Stoner, I'm telling you what. Brandon, the tour guide, I think that we caught a glimpse of him. Pretty sure that we did. Not purposely. Kids don't just disappear. No, they don't. Do you think that Donnie canvassed about Planet? Ashley, my personal guess, this is such a weird fucking thing to say, and this is just off the top of my brain, I would say that there are about 5 people. Yeah, 5. 5 is a good number. Why? Don't ask me why. Because I can't put it all into words yet. But now, I'll say this. My theory now makes way more sense than my original theory did, which was she wandered off and an opportunist took her. What? You know, you want to believe that. I really, really, really want to believe that. With my whole heart. I want that to be the truth. But that's not. It's not possible. It is not possible. I mean, sure, it's possible, but it's not some weirdo opportunist who came in from fucking 4 towns away. No way. How did they know where to go? How did they get up there without anybody knowing? All the things. It's all the things, man. I don't know. It's too much for my head. Too much! So much. So, I don't know. Poor Scott is gonna have to hear this whole fucking thing. He's gonna be like, no more traveling for you. You're done with this shit. No more for you. I don't know. It's too much for my head. And an opportunist took her. A ridge of what, you fucking weirdo? A ridge of a little hill? A ridge of, like, what do you mean? Well, when you see it with your eyes and you're like, a baby didn't do that. A baby did not do that. That did not happen. I saw everything as like flat, but you know, hills. Kids can climb hills. They do it all the time, you know. And she was an outdoor little kid. She was running all over the place, no shoes on, no problem. No. That, I think, that and some other information that I probably cannot share ever. Really just, here we are. That's it. Here we are. I'm like, I want to take all my summer videos off the internet. And I don't. I'm lying. I'm exaggerating. Because I still feel people shouldn't be torturing anybody and accusing people of shit that they have no proof on. But, you know, I've always said the same thing. Whoever's involved needs to be buried under the fucking jail. No court dates, no nothing. Just put them underneath the jail. Period. Put them under the fucking jail. Because this has been 2 years of a lot of your thinking too, right? Like, everybody is always thinking about Summer and what happened and where is she and all the things. So, oh, we'll get answers. For sure, they're gonna get answers. 100%. You know what I said on the news? Remember, I was like, well, but we don't know what law enforcement's doing. Yeah. It's okay. Everything's okay. They're going to figure it out. They're going to figure this out. For sure. I have no doubt. Zero doubt in my mind that this is not a cold case. It's not. And they're going to figure this out. 100% they are. Prior to Summer's Day, I'm like, what the fuck are they even doing? Like, what are they, where are they, and what are they doing? Because we're getting aggravated. They're gonna figure it out. They have not given up on her at all. They have not given up on her. Which is so good to know and feel like they care too. You know, you feel like, well, they're in law enforcement and they've got so many other cases and whatever, and there's nothing here, so they're never gonna figure it out, and nobody knows anything, and everything's corrupt. You know, you feel like that because you're not hearing from law enforcement, so you have no idea what the hell is going on. And then all you have to hear is one thing, and you're like, okay, they're definitely we're working on the things. So that's so good. I'm really happy for that. It is. It's good. It's so good. There were some really, you know, the reporters who were there, WCYB, WJHL, those people. Kristen Kwan, she was the first person to interview Dawn. And she's always been invested in this case. But, you know, she admittedly said, I haven't spent enough time on this, and I need to. I really need to. And I'm like, yes, you do. So hopefully she will be. And that's one of the things we sat and talked about is, you know, I know you guys have a job to do, but a blurb on the news on the day she went missing is not enough. It's not enough. Or, you know, 30-second clips leading up to June 15th. And, you know, you can't dictate what the news does because they do what they want to do. But, you know, she's investing more into Summer and all of that. You know, she assured us of that. So that was really good to hear. And, you know, she told us that on her own. Nobody was like, you need to do more. I mean, in my mind, I was thinking it. But she does want to do more on Summer and bringing her story out and keeping it out there. So I thought that was great. She's a sweetheart. What a nice person she is. I didn't get to talk too much to the other lady who was there. She didn't really say much to anything. In person, Toaster, no. I did not see. I may have glanced at him. I don't really know. But I did not see him face to face. No. Saw all the things there. All of that things there, yeah. What a road that is. Actually, I've never been on Light Hollow before. You go drive down there. You go see how you feel. Okay? Go ahead. Go to the church at the end. If you are a Christian person or you're a religious person in any way, you know, go ahead. It's something altogether different. I was like, oh my gosh. What an eerie place that is. And I love Ben Hill. You know, I love Ben Hill. And I think it's just a beautiful place. Peaceful, calm. And Light Hollow is just as beautiful at first when you first drive in. Calm and quiet. Allegedly. And then there's Light Road. Well, that's quite a place too. And there was just so much. But no. I did not see Mr. Franklin White. No. Nope, they were not there. Nope. No. Oh, Andy Stoner, I'm telling you what. Brandon, the tour guide, I think that we caught a glimpse of him. Pretty sure that we did. not purposely. Kids don't just disappear. No, they don't. Do you think that Donnie canvassed about Planet? Ashley, my personal guess, this is such a weird fucking thing to say, and this is just off the top of my brain, I would say that there are about 5 people. Yeah, 5. 5 is a good number. Why? Don't ask me why. Because I can't put it all into words yet. But, now, I'll say this. My theory now makes way more sense than my original theory did, which was she wandered off and an opportunist took her. What? You know, you want to believe that. I really want to believe that. With my whole heart, I want that to be the truth. But that's not. It's not possible. It is not possible. I mean, in short, it's possible. But it's not some weirdo opportunist who came in from fucking 4 towns away. No way. How did they know where to go? How did they get up there without anybody knowing? All the things. It's all the things, man. I don't know. It's too much for my head. Too much! So much. So, I don't know. Poor Scott is going to have to hear this whole fucking thing. He's going to be like, no more traveling for you. You're done with this shit. No more for you. You're done. Alright, we hit 42. Where am I going there? Honey? 40 east. Okay. Alright, it's at 400 feet, but I'm already on it, so can you tell me how long I'm going to be on this? That would be so great. Oh, 46 miles. Alright. Okay. Get me up there. And that is this one? Yeah. Oh, I definitely don't want to go to the airport. Get to folk. I don't want to go there. So whole weekend I felt a few times you feel like you're going to throw up, but I didn't know if that was from lack of eating or all the things. I don't know. I think a lot of us, so different. Even the people who have always felt like something nefarious happened. Terrible. Can you get off my ass? That'd be great. I'm gonna go slower. How about that? Because you're literally on my ass. Scott, the second. I hate when people do this. Like, there's no need to be this close to me, man. So rude. I'm just gonna keep going and ignore her. Motorcycle gang would buy a child. Motorcycle gang? No. No. He's already saying. I think he's out in his car. I don't know. My daughter said he left earlier. I think there has to be a big benefit to get into something like what I'm thinking. There really has to be a strong benefit, and you've got to trust the right people to know that they're not going to crack, you know, because they're in on it, and they're in a lot of trouble. So what do? You make sure that you got the right people who care more about the benefit than the risk. Behind me? Yeah, sure. It was a lady party. Well, you could be a lady. I don't know, but it was a lady. Very bushy eyebrow lady, actually. Trust no one. Well, sometimes you have to, if you've got to do things way back in Alla to ensure that you're not seen when searches are happening and all of that, right? You gotta make sure. So there are people who know the holler like this. I don't think that's Donna Candace who know it so well, but there are other people who do. So was CM wrong? I don't know what CM's thoughts were. If you want to remind me, I haven't listened to him forever. I think he thought that she was being directly harmed by her parents, right? And that, I don't know what exactly CM thought anymore. A bunker, perhaps? Not a bunker, but a place that you would, I mean, I guess it would be called a bunker, wouldn't it? We're just up and out of the area until you can get the baby up and out of the area. You know, you gotta look at the timeline again. You gotta study the timeline again. And the call, and the 4:30, and the 5:30. And you've gotta look at all the things again. And then who would know how to get up and around? Why would they benefit or not? Who would benefit from any of this nefarious shit? And is it plausible? Is it possible? You know, I thought about bears. Like, could a bear have grabbed her and taken her up? Well, yeah, sure, but there'd be blood, right? Because if a bear's carrying you, it's not like carrying you, cradling you in their arms, are they? No. They're like carrying... By the way, as I'm driving through Kingsport today, a huge black bear, huge, about quarter mile back from Scooters. I hear something, my windows are wide open. I hear something and everybody in front of me slows down. I'm like, what the hell? This bear was running on the side of the road. A big black bear. I was like, oh, oh my God. I've never seen a black bear in person. I was freaking, but we're on like a road. It's not going slow. And I was trying to slow down more. People there are probably like used to seeing this stuff. I don't know. But I was freaking out. I was freaking the fuck out. I'm like, yeah. And he was getting it. They can run really fast. I'm like, who knew? I didn't know any of this. And there he was, just running right beside us. I'm like, he's on, so they have like, I don't know what I could call it, greenery going up away from the highway area. And there's an opening and he ran up and into it. I was like, you could hear him. Like you could hear his, it was so fucking crazy. I'm like, oh my God, that's a bear. It was. He had brown nose, he was black, he was big. He was so cute, I loved him. I'm like, I want to take you home. I met 4 baby deer at Summer's Day, wild ones in the woods. They were like right down there at where we had Summer's Day, but right there. I'm like, oh my gosh, can I have videos and pictures of them, of course, because they were so close to me. So close, like, so close. But I knew if I reached out and tried, that they would go away, and then I would be really sad. So, there were also baby geese, like, just with their little fur growing on them. God. It was wonderful. And the deer were not afraid. They were not, there was a basketball court right there, and they were right there. Like, they came out, one of them, little girl came out of the bushes. Me and Addison went over there, Kathy's grandbaby. I'm like, oh, come on. We went over and we were looking, and other people come over and we're taking pictures. They just were sitting there eating like, hi, how are you? You know, to some of you who live in the country or go and travel, you're like, oh yeah, that's normal. Not for me. Not for me. Love them. So, in Rogersville, see, yeah, they're, you know, Squall had me thinking about the damn bears, and I did not think I was going to see one on my trip. On my way to Scooters. No, I was on Fort Henry Drive. The CVS is right there. Then there's a Scooters. Never in life did I think I would ever see that. There he was running. Wow, there's a black bear. He was fat too. So I'm like, what are you even doing out here? You'd think if he was like dying or really hungry, he'd come out into the road, but no, he was big. He was a big bear. He did not look, you know, underweight at all. He's big. So I don't know. But Fred Hills, I went into Ziggy's last night because I don't know who's up at Fred's, and I was very worried about his pit bull. And Ziggy said she thinks it's a pit bull lab. To me, it looks like a pit bull. Ziggy said it was friendly, but that was late last night when there was nothing I could do at that point for the dog. But I did get somebody who said that they would go up there today and get the dog and take it with them and bring it to a no-kill rescue, you know. And we're very happy about that. But waiting to hear back from Laura, Fred's girlfriend. That dog was on my mind for 2 days. It looked thirsty, hot, hungry, but I also wasn't going to trespass on Fred Hill's property, so I didn't know what the hell to do. Thankfully, Ziggy was live. I'm like, please, we have to do something about this dog. So, oh, and it's a beautiful dog. I think Ziggy said it was a girl. I don't really know. No, I did not see that. No, wrong mountain. Yeah, I've never seen a bear. We did have one downtown in my town, but it was a baby. So I never got to see it though. Never. I was like, I really want to see it. It was already gone. Good morning, Brenda. I mean, I don't think they want bears roaming around on the roads. It's not a good idea. But maybe he just got turned around and lost or something. I don't know what the hell was going on, but there he was, right beside all the cars. So what I saw, like the cars were moving over and really slowing down. And I'm like, okay. So I did, and I looked, and I'm like, oh, it's a bear. That's great. Let's see. I mean, I'm sure somebody in Kingsport wrote on it because I'm sure somebody got a photo. But yeah, the dog was on a chain. Yeah, and it lives underneath. So Fred Hill's house is like a trailer house. I don't know, whatever. And then underneath is like an opening, like a porch under. I don't know what it is. But the dog, the first day that I saw the dog, it was out, staring at us. And I'm like, well, it's probably a guard dog, considering what Fred was just arrested for. So I'm like, maybe that's like a guard dog. I don't want to go up there. Then yesterday, I went back up there. I wanted to see if the dog had water or whatever. So I'm trying to look, and it comes out from under the porch thing, but it was on a chain. Beautiful dog, big head dog. I thought it was a blue pit. But Ziggy's saying it's like a black lab pit bull mix? No, I didn't think so. But either way, if somebody can get up there and take it today, Ziggy's gonna let them know, I guess. So yeah, laying in people's pools and doing all that shit. I wish. But... So yeah, it was an eventful weekend. That's for sure. That is for sure. Don't buzz me. I don't like that. Well, she's there. You don't know me. That was the whole thing. Ziggy didn't know if she was there or not. We did not see her there at all. I went there 2 days in a row. I wasn't going to talk to Fred. Clearly, I know he's in jail. We just drove to that end. I mean, his house right there. You can't not see it. And I noticed the dog, and I became very concerned. Like, it's hot out here. It's not cool. Is this dog by itself? What is going on? You showed me. I'm more concerned about the dog. So I saw Ziggy live and hopped in there and said, please see if somebody can get in touch with Laura and see if it's okay to take. I mean, Ziggy was saying that they're evicting Laura off the property. I don't know how true that is, whatever. And if she can't take the dog with her, we have somebody that can. That's all. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. You know, Stitch and Bitchin's like, no, I don't think Donna Candace did anything. I'm not saying that Donna Candace did anything at all. I am saying that I have a whole new view on this entire situation. And until I can get it out, I mean, it may come out that way. I don't know. I don't want to really go down that road too much yet. Are you gonna move? Do you wanna move? Are you telling me to go? Yes, you're a nice person. Thank you so much. Don't do that. Don't do that. You shouldn't be chasing people on the highway. It's rude unless there's a big crime. Okay, stitching. Yeah. True answers. For me personally, yes, I do. Why am I live? Because I'm driving. Don't make me cough, Bubba. Are you at home yet, babe, or no? What is that writing? What is that? Happy Father's Day to the President. Yes. I have another hour and 20 minutes. I'm close. You need emotional support? You need emotional support. You're gonna be my emotional support when I get home and I fucking collapse. Mama! Help! Help me! You got the Life 360 on? Of course you do. Of course you do. But I can't look at where you are because I'm on here. So where are you? You fucker. Alex said that you were out earlier. And poor Scott. I think I talked to him like twice this weekend. All these days. You haven't, you know, I was able to call somebody from the top of Ben Hill. I'll say that. Yep. Hello? Yes. Can you ask so-and-so such and such? Yes. Made my phone call right there. Hello? To a phone number. I mean, allegedly they put in extending schmegler or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Right? Allegedly. I was able to make calls, no problem. I was also able to hear people having full conversations on the road as well. And that recorded. It's weird. It's really weird. Salty on everything, bitch. I can't do a 9-second quarter mile, no, already. I was terrified because my fucking engine light kept coming on. It was because I don't have a gas cap and the little thingy didn't. Fuck. I'm driving there. I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? This thing won't go off. Dumbass. I didn't know though. I was so scared. I thought I was gonna die for her. What the fuck? Everybody. The news. Yeah. The news. Get there, meet up with the ladies, and I had no idea there were any news people going there. And they come up, and you can tell, I mean, I know who Kristen Kwan is, right? So I'm like, oh, Nana. Fucking Nana. I said, they're here for an interview, so, you know, you should interview Anna, because she's the organizer. She's so slick. She walks over, and I'm standing there, and then, like, Adrian is kind of to the back, and she's like, oh, thank you so much for coming. Adrian and Tracy are going to do this interview. I was like, so sorry, what? Like, I'm sweating. I smell. But I was like, oh, yeah, sure. I love going on the local news in Kingsport to see like this. This is fucking great. 50 miles an hour, maybe? Allegedly. Oh, it was something. It was something. And then the other lady was there from, so we had WCYB and WJHL and I don't even know who else. But we got to sit and talk to Kristen for quite a while, so that was real. She's so nice. Oh my gosh, what a nice lady. She hung out there for a while, from early in the day. Like, they were still there at the end for the butterfly release. So it was really nice. I got to meet Trevor, who I absolutely thought I didn't like. Trev Time, the local guy. Yeah, my ears are popping. Hold on. Totally different than you would think in person. What a nice guy. Such, I mean, kid, you know, he's a young guy, but so nice. And very, very, very funny. So that was great. Jenkies, we met her, and Chill Billy, that was very nice as well. Tattooed Rebel was there, very nice guy. Some people who wanted, I met a lady in the parking lot who I still to this moment don't know who she is, but she just said, I'm a subscriber of many channels, and I have a gift for you. I'm like, okay. And it's right, I'll show it to you guys later. Beautiful. And she had made some stuff for Justin and for Tattooed Man. It was so nice of her. She was the sweetest lady. So that was the beginning of the trip. It was very nice. Justin did not go to either. None. I never saw him. He was in the same vicinity, but I never did him. But I've got to get over there. I've got to get over there. Right. I'm just going to be on the right side here so that I can get off at my exit. And then I'll be on a straight path. And then I can look at the job. It'll be so much easier. But it was beautiful. It really was. Those ladies put in so much work. So much work. And then there were a lot of days. A lot of things. So many things. So many things. It was really a very, 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 very different experience for me this time than any other time that I've been there. A lot of my opinions are different now. A lot. I was able to get up like close and personal with a lot of things that I was not ever able to before. Gosh. I have like notebooks full of notes, videos full of videos on top of videos. It's a lot. It was so much. But I think we were all of the same mindset for the most part. So there were a lot of us, but a lot of the time we ended up in 2 cars or 2 groups, or sometimes some people were here and others were there. 43 miles on this road. Okay, beach. It was very enlightening. Toast, I did, and it was so good to meet you too. It was so good to. So yeah, it was crazy. Like there were so many people, and you know, some people were like, "Oh, nobody showed up." It was packed. Like it would be packed, and people would come in, and then people would leave, and people would come back. It was never empty at all, and it was on a weekday, so people were getting out of work, and then just coming by. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. The whole thing was. And then we did a whole bunch of things. Thank you so much. I was terrified. I was terrified. I did not want to do that. It is all Nana's fault. So Nana. She's like, yeah, Adrian and Tracy are gonna go do that. I'm like, are we doing that? What? I was freaking out. Never been on, well, I mean years ago, but it was crazy. But, you know, whatever. Like if Nana says to do it, I'm gonna go do it. That's it. So we did. But you know, the news is funny because it's like super long what you have to do, and then it's a clip, you know, it's so different than what you think it's going to be, and then you're like rambling because you're not really sure what the hell to say, and it was great. Yeah, we just went like off the top of our head, whatever, we just said the thing. It did. It really went. It was a good thing. It was. Had over 100 posters printed, and we had 2 left at the end, which was great. The safety stuff, the flyers, all. Oh, we did have, so corny, a YouTube girl. We had signs up like, don't record this, whatever, you know. There were people who come in and were like, oh, do you mind if we record the tables and take pictures? And we're like, no, yeah, go right ahead. These 2 women, 2 girls, who I saw them both clearly, so I had no idea that they did any of this, put a video up on their channel and were like, let's go see what they're doing. What the fuck? What do you think we're doing? We're out in public. Like, this is a public venue. What do you think? Like, do you think something secret's going on? So they were recording all the way down, right? Until they were going to do some, haha, I don't know what they were going to do. So, the fuck? They get up to where we are, and we had a big neon sign, like, no recording. And they were like, oh, there are signs here that say, don't record. I wonder why. Both pretty ladies, you know, and they were just looking at all the stuff on the tables and whatever, but they weren't talking to anybody. It was so weird. Like, what are you doing? Like, why were you in here trying to record us? You're weird, sis. Hey, Penny, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. They tried to record us. I was like, you're so corny. just let me know when in the mountainous terrain. Just let me know when I'm back, because I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm back now. Maybe I'm not back. It was weird. Hello, Whistle. Can y'all see me? Am I here again? I am back. Okay. So we'll be in and out. Y'all know that. Just go out, come back in, refresh. It's all good. Whatever. Yeah, so they tried to record us. Whatever, cornballs. I don't know if it worked. Maybe it did. Maybe we're on recording somewhere, which wouldn't matter. So that was that really was like the only weird thing that happened. Everything else was really nice. Nobody was there for BS, you know, none of that crap. Everybody was just really super friendly. Like, you can't miss Jinkies because of her voice. As soon as you hear it, I was like, I know her. I didn't know who Trev Time was at first. And then I ended up spending a ton of time over talking to him. And he can vouch for, he's seen what happened with the news. And he's seen, yeah, I'm going to get on to him. And he can vouch for, he's seen, you can't miss Jinkies because of her voice. As soon as you hear it, I was like, I know her. I didn't know who Trev Time was at first. And then I ended up spending a ton of time over talking to him. And he can vouch for, he's seen what happened with the news. And he's seen Nana make me do it. And he says, yeah, I'm going to get online and I'm going to tell everybody you jumped in front of the news cameras. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to kick your ass if you do that. So it was actually what a nice guy he is. So we got to talk a lot. And then there were kids who were coming in and getting little bags, and their parents were picking up the flyers. So it was very sweet. I did go down to Fred Hills. Hopefully his dog gets saved today. He was not there, clearly, because he's in jail for meth. Got to see the man who chased us, and we kind of turned the tables on that. That was fun. This is all after Summer's Day. We behaved on Summer's Day. Everything was nice, whatever. The rest of the weekend, listen, we did the things. Never went by Jody's. Apparently she's got cameras, so you just make sure. Ma'am, tell me to go choke on a butterfly. Choke on. That was a good line, though. I gotta give it to her. I have to give it to her. That was pretty fucking funny. Several times during the weekend, I'm like, I really want to go over there and just ask her if she wants to get coffee, because she's so mad. Like, what are you so mad for? Can you calm the fuck down? But, oh, Nana jacked us up, man. She, like, yeah, she told me to choke on a butterfly. She did. Thank you, Penny. It was Ginger Snap. We weren't there when Ginger came. We had, I don't know where the hell we went. But then we came back, and I was in the car with two people, and we're pulling up, and we see like these bright, this color, bell bottoms, and this gorgeous bag, and this just beautiful woman. And I'm like, she's probably with the news, you know? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, she's got to be like with the news or something, this lady. And I said, but I'm about to steal her bag. It was like this canvas bag with butterflies on it. I'm like, I'm stealing this lady's bag when I get over there. We get over there, and it's Ginger Snap. And the bag was gifts for me. And inside the bag are these beautiful, like, handmade mugs with butterflies on them. Girl, bye. I was so happy. I was so happy. I was like, what? You're a liar. Cutest ever. It was so sweet. Because I was so confused. I'm like, she's a news lady. She was not a news lady. She was Ginger Snap. It was very funny. Alright, so it was pretty funny. Good morning, good morning. I haven't said noon yet. Almost, we're getting there. Is that another language? Yes. Okay. Good morning, Ginny. It really was such a nice event for summer. It was. But then we did, the things that you gotta go do while you're down there. I will say, I ran the trail. Yeah, ran it 2 times. There's so much, guys. There's so much. I still have got to organize and collect and understand my own thoughts on everything now. In the past, I went up there with my same mindset of everything, the same mindset I've always had, and didn't really. I think once I make up my mind, for the most part, I'm usually, that's it, right? Because I've done my due diligence and I think that I already have an opinion, and then that's the opinion. But I took a totally different approach this weekend. And I really wanted to see from a totally different perspective. And I did. And wow, so many things changed this weekend. Is Nana in here? I left an image. Are you awake? Did you get my note? P.S. Nana and her husband are the most gracious hosts, and of course, Mr. H. Waters as well. They are just so kind to have had all the crazies and opening their home to them, feeding us. He cooked for us last night. Her husband. It was so good. We've been eating a lot of junk and a lot of coffee, clearly. Just junk. We're ordering like pizzas and whatever. But he fed us food last night. That was wonderful. I was so happy about that. It was like we hadn't eaten in a year. We're so excited. So that happened. There was a lot, which I've got to still collect my own thoughts on everything. Right? The mindset that I was of. Everything changed for me. Cursed with curiosity. Literally every single thing that I thought I believed. My own, here's what I'm going to go do today. I need to do this. I need to see the things. And when you do that, and your theory has always been that she wandered away, and then it is not that after you feel kind of, right now, talking about it a little bit, really, here's the thing. Here's how my brain works. It's almost like or am I bit? Have you know me? I've never remembering this weekend. story before they did the
And well, it's time to talk. So, I have very strict rules today, as you would probably understand. Okay, half. All right, hi everyone. Let's do this. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this live stream, and well, it's time to talk. So, I have very strict rules today, as you would probably understand. Okay, half the world hates psychic mediums, the other half of the world loves them. I don't want to hear your opinion about mediums or psychics today. I don't care. Okay. If anyone in this chat today is rude to me about psychics or being a psychic or any sort of comment like that, you will immediately be banned. Every one of my moderators has permission to ban you. I just don't want it, okay? Number two, please do not talk about any other psychic mediums in my chat. This is my channel, not theirs, okay? And also other creators. Please, I will not have anyone bashing or talking about other creators in this chat. This is about Summer, okay? So, I've been kind of slowly letting tidbits out of the bag as we go here. About a week ago, I had some people that are local come forward and say to me, we want to help search for Summer. And they're serious. And so I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I've given them every reading I have, every point of interest I have, every spot that needs to be checked, okay, that we are allowed to check. There's a lot of factors here. Number two, I will not tell you who these people are, okay? I mean, it's common sense. I will not tell you who they are. It's strictly confidential for many, many reasons, okay? And as for locations that are not locations that are not county land, okay, so private properties, I will not tell you where they are and whose property they are, okay? It's just common sense, okay? A lot of it's common sense. Number three, before I get started, I need to get comfortable here. Number three, a lot of you have seen the video I posted the other day regarding the hair and bones that have been found. I need to make this very, very clear. People have been messaging me like crazy, even though I've explained this. TBI has those items we found. Period. Okay? TBI knows. That's all I can say. Okay? They have the items. So I think what I want to do is I have a video to show you guys before. I think what we'll do is we'll watch the video first, and then I will take some questions, and I will answer what I can. Okay, there's going to be a lot that I can't tell you. I'm sorry, but it's just common sense. We're dealing with a search for a missing girl here. Okay. What else? I can't think of anything else. Yeah, so everybody, please be kind to each other in the chat. Please be respectful of everybody. You're welcome to share your opinion on what you think has happened to Summer. Absolutely go for it. More than welcome. This beautiful girl has touched the hearts of hundreds of thousands of people. And it's about time that she's found, okay? Enough playing around and nothing getting done. All right, so we'll start the video now and just watch it, okay? We'll watch and then I will take questions after. It's heavily edited, okay? Just so you know, the original sound is gone. I've taken it off for confidentiality reasons, okay? And the video screen is small. I've had a lot of people bitching and complaining at me that the video is small. Well, you're lucky you have a video in the first place. Okay, these people aren't professional YouTubers. They don't know how to film the way we do, okay? We're lucky we have film. So let's let it rip. And just please, everybody just be quiet and watch and love Summer, okay? I tried to make this so it wasn't truly heartbreaking, but it is. Okay, so let's get started. Is my volume up? Okay, hopefully you can hear it. I will watch the chat on my phone. Every place we have searched, we have had permission. Full permission. And try not to cry.
Just listen. You can hear the critical role birds play in the harmony.
This is very hard. Everybody will be analyzing this later, I know. That's fine. You all have permission to analyze it, do whatever you want. This is somebody's home. We have permission to search. This is what real searching is, people. This is not the Wells house, no. They would never ever give us permission. My guys are ripping up somebody's bathroom right now to see if she's under the toilet. Shit. Okay, I didn't know I cried. All right, sorry. Okay. Wow, I'm watching my own commercials. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be tough, okay? Please bear with me. I'm gonna be crying through this. I didn't think I would, but it's really emotional, okay? It's the most I've seen anybody search since the very beginning when the real big search teams were doing anything. Nobody has done anything like this, okay? I told you guys I would get it done. Yeah, it's heartbreaking, you guys. It's heartbreaking. This is a meth box. This is a box they found full of these chemicals. Part of a meth lab. Okay, this up here, I'm gonna actually pause it for a second on this part here. Okay, so, I'm sorry I'm crying, okay? This is just... Okay, this here on the table is women's lingerie that was found in a burn barrel, in a bag, Hawkins County was called. They came and looked at it and actually laughed. They laughed and thought it was funny and said that maybe somebody is covering up an affair. Okay? This is women's lingerie found in a freaking burn barrel. Please put 2 and 2 together here, people. Hawkins County laughed at it. They thought it was funny. It's not fucking funny. There's one of the burn barrels. I will take questions when I'm done here. This is leading up to the video I posted the other day. And yes, people, this is extremely sad. I hope this opens up a lot of people's freaking eyes and realize what we're dealing with here. You're welcome to analyze every single piece of stuff on the ground you see. We are far from done. This is going to take a long time. I promised Summer Wells that I will not stop until she is found. Hopefully I'm finally opening up some haters' eyes to the point that I know what I'm doing. Ugh. Those of you that are watching that are psychic mediums, you are probably getting spirits screaming at you right now. This is just one place of many that are going to be searched. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for loving this little girl. She will be found. We're very close. Yes, I will reiterate it again. TBI has been given everything that has been found. And we've actually gotten encouragement to keep searching, and if we find more, to call them again. Finally. Try not to get upset. This has been extremely emotional. The people helping me are absolutely exhausted. But more than ever motivated. Like, the more they go, the more motivated they get. They know that we're going to find her. So what the search crew is doing right now is they are looking for stuff that I have told them to look for. At this point, I've told them to look for a blue tarp, and buckets, and construction material, and car material. And, well, we found a big chunk of it. Now do you see why it's so hard to try and find her? Especially when nobody is doing anything. Why has nobody done anything all this time? I'm trying not to get upset. I'm sorry. It's a lot. So those of you making fun of me and stuff, I hope this opens up your eyes to that this is not a joke. We've done more than anybody else has, except for the searchers in the beginning. I will take questions when we're finished here. I need to shut my bird's door. Give me a second. Okay. So this is a lead up to what we had found, and I posted that video a few days ago. This is a lead up to it. They're looking for a blue tarp, like I had told them, or blue barrels. There's just so much garbage. It's going to take a while. And it's dangerous. Very dangerous. Look in the bushes up there. There's a blue tarp. At this point, they're starting to freak out. My team they've seen the blue in the trees and they are freaking out. All of their instincts are screaming at them, something's not right here. This is what TBI has possession of. I'm not watching the chat right now, so give me a sec till this is over, guys. I will explain what this is. So what this is a tarp full of ashes that have been dumped out of a burn barrel. And they have been moved into the woods, so they are hidden. This is where we have found human hair and bones. TBI has possession of these items now. And before I go any further, yes, they're not wearing gloves. We are fully aware, and they will be wearing gloves from now on after well, they are now after this. This was actually like a spur of the moment. They weren't expecting to find this, and so that's just the way it is. They will submit their DNA to FBI, TBI, anytime they want, just so it can be ruled out. These are for, and this picture here is for all of the psychic mediums out there who were saying they believed Summer was in a hollow tree. Well, I found your hollow tree. This opens up. There's a compartment inside. Nothing in it, except for dirt now. There you go. There you go. So, at this point, I will take questions. Yes, it was human bones. I will take questions at this time. If there's stuff that I can't answer, I'll just say, like, no comment, okay? I will try to answer as many questions as I can. Yeah, yes, it's heartbreaking. How close to the well's location? How close to well's location? Yes, very close. And watching this, they probably know now what we're doing. They probably know they are in big caca. Yeah. What was the reaction of the homeowner? Absolutely mortified. 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 They had someone squatting on their land, and this is what they did. As far as kids' clothes, honestly, it's very hard to tell. There is a lot, like, it's going to take time. They have to literally go through every single thing. I did see a lot of pink clothes, okay? But that could be women's as well, so didn't find it. No, we haven't found a blue couch as of this point, no. TBI has what we found, and I'm praying that this gets things moving pretty quickly. Yeah. And the light cemetery, okay, I will go on about the light cemetery in a little bit. At the end of here, I still have, like, holy crap, 5 videos of the light cemetery I need to upload still. Yeah, FBI involved, we don't know. Well, I hope so. I mean, I know the FBI is helping the TBI, so we would hope the two of them are working together. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. So people have also been like, well, that doesn't have, like, Summer's hair. Summer didn't have hair. Summer had blonde, short hair. We know that. We know that. It looks like a woman's hair, unless it was a guy that had long hair. Definitely long hair, okay? And lingerie found as well in the burn barrel. So I'm not going to come flat out and say what I think is going on here, but hopefully you can figure out what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? What if... There's still so much more to do. So much more to do. Yeah, any more questions? I think I've laid everything pretty straightforward, straight out. Rose is a huge possibility. Okay? We won't know. Do I think Lawson will give an update? No. No. I'm sorry. I have zero confidence in them. Zero. I can say this, though, about law enforcement, about the TBI, and I was very pleased, is that, you know, the team, they're with me on the phone, and they're like, hey, do we need to call them? And I'm like, absolutely. You need to call them right now. And they did. And TBI was on scene in 10 minutes. That fast. It was so nice to see. Yeah. It is somebody, period. And that's the whole point here. I find someone while I'm looking for Summer on a property that is very close to her parents' place. We have found meth labs, materials for making meth, a ton of drug paraphernalia, everything you can imagine. Needles, used heroin needles, crack pipes, meth pipes, everything you can imagine. Okay? Tara, do you know if this area was searched? Yes, it was searched before. And that's the problem here. People have said to me for 2 years, well, Tara, they've already searched it. Well, no shit. Yes, they did already search it. And one of the places that we're working on was hit by the cadaver dogs. They positively hit at this location. And nothing was done. Nothing was done. They let it go. The cadaver dogs hit on this location. I can't drop that enough. Like, why was nothing done? Okay? So, what else am I trying to get at here? What else am I trying to say? Okay, now what else am I trying to get at here? Yes, there was bones. Yes, there's bones in the ashes. There's probably more. What else is there what else am I going to say? As far as blood, we don't know. Like, if I'm sure there's blood. I'm sure of it. TBI, if you're watching, hello, hi, this is me. They need to go in and do their luminar, I think that's what it's called, the luminar and the blue and their whatever they're doing. Okay, the whole place needs to be under yellow tape and examined. Period.
So, Ed, you could talk about how and why law enforcement wouldn't want any civilians up on that property.
Again, at this point, we don't know what in fact is going on. So that is the last reported known location for Summer. So we'll control that area there. We've said this time and time again on Duty, Ron. Listen, I understand and respect the true crime family, but folks, if you know anybody that is traveling to these locations, tell them to stop. They are not helping the case. They're taking the focus away from where it needs to be and making these people into victims. And they're taking law enforcement away from what they need to be doing.
Correct. Because we see Sheriff Lawson, we see TBI allude to it, that all of the online harassment, the people showing up, the trespassing and the so forth going on to people's properties is not a good thing.